Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Magic Boomer podcast. I'm your host, Ben. With me is my usual co host, Alex. Alex, how are you doing today?
I am great. It has been
About a month.
approximately forever
Yeah,
since we've since the internet has seen us, but you and I have seen each other in the flesh, in
yeah,
IRL, which was super fun.
yeah. I got back from MagicCon 2 weeks ago.
Has it
Um,
really been 2 weeks?
yeah, it was last Monday. It wasn't yesterday. It was the week before. So about a week, a little over.
God, time is a flat circle, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Sorry for not uploading as much. I've been really busy with work, and then because I'm going to MagicCon and I have 10, 15 deadlines for taxes and stuff that I work on. So I put in about 110 hours in 11 days straight to make sure I could go to MagicCon and not be stressed about work. And instead, I was exhausted. Um, Good times. But yeah, today we'll be talking about our experience at MagicCon. Alex was there briefly. I was there the entire weekend. The releases, all the announcements and stuff from MagicCon,
So
which
many announcements.
yeah, and then just kind of our thoughts on UB. Did you hear about the slop article? Did you see that? The
I
that post.
I saw so many people post it, but it was one of those things that just the headline alone, the title of the article alone just turned me off, and for my own mental sake online, I have a very finite amount of energy to put towards things, and that did not make the cut.
That is fair. Quick misconception: it was about Commander players, not Universes Beyond, which is even funnier. Um,
Also accurate then.
Especially as a Commander player. Um, yeah. So I guess we'll start off with like MagicCon. So you joined my buddy Eli and I on the Saturday for a few
Saturday.
hours.
Yep.
What were your thoughts on it? You only there for a little bit of time, but
Yeah, so it was at the Georgia World Congress
yep,
Center, I think is the full title of that place. That venue, it's in the worst possible part of the city because it's also next to Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
yep.
And if you've got two events going on, like a football game or a soccer match going on, it's pandemonium. I can personally attest to this. Um, but that being said, having been to other events at the center where they only had a single hall, I guess is what you want to call it,
Mm,
for the event, the fact that MagicCon Atlanta had not only what I think is the biggest like
yeah,
conference hall thingy, but also multiple levels, multiple other
yeah,
side rooms, the size and scope of it is absurd. Like
yeah.
I grew up going to Grand Prix, back when the rocks were still soft, and SCG Con, or not SCG Con, but like
SCG cons though.
SCG,
Stars.
like
Yeah.
the
Uh.
regional events, so like when Dallas would have one, or
Yep.
Minneapolis, or whoever would have one, and it always felt kind of small and intimate. This was borderline sensory overload. Like you
Yes.
walked into that convention hall, and either way, like a football field's worth of stuff was just everywhere, and it makes me wish I had been able to go the whole weekend because we basically got to see the vendor area, a commander table we played at, and
Yep.
that was basically it.
Yeah. No. Thankfully it's in November next year. It's like
Yeah,
I think it's like a week or two before Thanksgiving, so like it's gonna suck. I mean, I can drive up, so I'm probably gonna just do that again. Frankly, the drive wasn't like too bad. Um,
yeah.
and I think we got an Airbnb. Eli and I got an Airbnb because it was cheaper than a hotel. I think it was
Oh
one.
yeah.
I think we spent 180 each total for 3 nights. Um, and we had an Airbnb, which means we had a kitchen, so I was able to like bring breakfast stuff with me. So we had like breakfast and had waters and like I think the Airbnb is the way to go because you
Oh,
don't have to deal
absolutely.
with like you have to drive there, which sucks, but you get parking ahead of time. And if you're going there early in the morning, parking it's not that bad at like 8:30. Friday sucked because of Friday traffic, but like
Yeah.
Saturday wasn't bad, and Sunday, despite there being a football game, we got the parking garage. It was actually cheaper to buy parking the day of at the garage than me prepaying for parking, which sucked. Um, but it wasn't like too bad of a walk other than the hills, which I'm from Florida and I hate hills and I'm fat. So, and I have like foot issues. So it just like hurt. But
Yeah,
aside from
and
the
if
walk up a bridge, it was fine.
Yeah, and if you park like I parked on the opposite side of the convention center when I actually got there. So I think in total, like not in the actual convention center, I think I walked like a mile and a half just to and from my car both ways.
I
Like
parked, yeah,
it's a bit of a walk, yes,
I
but
parked
so worth
near,
it.
I parked, I think, near your lot, the green lot you parked at on Sunday
Yeah,
at the hotel, like parking garage. Um,
yeah.
so it was a bit of a hike, but it was like, it wasn't too bad out and it wasn't that, it was fine.
Oh, the weather
Um,
was gorgeous both days. It was a fantastic day out
yeah.
there.
So MagicCon was great. Definitely sensory overload. I picked up my first duel, picked up a
Yeah.
plateau, which I would show
I'm
off, but I don't
sweating
want
about
to.
like holding it right now.
It's over in my deck box. In a metal, like aluminum deck box I've had for a few years now, like double sleeved with sealable inners and the
You're
con
welcome.
exclusive. Thank you. The con exclusive dragon shields
Hmm.
that are like it's the Draco Genesis art from Tarkir. They're
Yeah.
gorgeous. And I have more duels on the way because I sold off a bunch of cards that I haven't touched in 3 years, and I'm like, I'll finish up my Jeskai duels. Get two blue duels.
Yeah, that was my approach as well. I walked in with a 800 count box full of just stuff
Yep.
and walked out and made a nice bit of profit because I'm trying to put the down payment on a house next year, and it helped.
Yeah. Yep. No, I try not to buy cards that are like more than $30 out of my pocket if I can help it without like if I can get rid of cards to get more cards, I like to do that.
Yeah,
Um if I'm not like particularly attached to a card. I have some cards I'm like emotionally attached to that I will not sell. So
yeah, I got a couple
um
of those too, but for the most part, I try not to get too
yeah.
sentimental about cards unless they are deeply dear to me. But other than that, into the bulk binder.
Um yeah, so the how was your, I guess, like you said it was like sensory overloading, like that was it's definitely that's
It's
definitely
a lot.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just from the bits that I could see. I mean, you first walk into that convention hall and you see they had like an actual video arcade set up. If you're
Yep.
old like us and you know what an arcade machine is, you actually stand in front of it, and the joysticks are built into the console, and the graphics are basically a 16-bit, Street Fighter, Double Dragon, whatever. That was a thing. There were photo ops everywhere.
Yep.
I mean, just
Furbies
if
dancing.
yeah, I have issues with Furby. I just
Oh, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
yeah, it's I would say it kind of sucks that that they charge to get in now. The Grand
Yeah.
Prix used to be, and really any big event like this used to be just you go in. Granted, the scale of this is significantly larger now. I mean, the number of vendors that were there, things to see that weren't even playing Magic were huge, like all the photo ops and all that stuff, the
Yep.
cosplay stuff. The fact that the Pro Tour was happening not even a
Down the
football field away from us,
that I
it's
have feelings about that.
huge.
Yeah, I have some feeling. So it was cool seeing the Pro Tour X. I'll be playing Commander, and it was so the Pro Tour, for whatever reason, was right next to the Commander free play area. So you'd walk in, it'd be like
Yeah.
vendors, like Commander command zone. Then there was like a general free play area, and then the PT. Now it
Yep.
was cool because I was doing a chaos draft. I was able to watch um oh my god, Seth
Mansfield?
Manfield. So I think it was Seth Manfield. I was able to watch him play his game while I'm like drafting, doing the most ridiculous 16-person chaos draft, and he's sitting here playing like in a modern PT. Just the absolute
He's playing for
dichotomy.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, the absolute dichotomy of like Magic. So that was really cool. I saw oh my god, last world champion, uh, Javier Dominguez.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I saw Javier Dominguez, so that I didn't want to interact. I didn't want to really talk to the pro players like while they're doing like pro stuff or talking to teammates because I didn't want to like.
Yeah.
Um, but I saw a bunch of pros, which was like really cool seeing them.
Mhm.
Even though I know probably 90% of the people at that venue did not know who they were and probably did not give a shit. I'd say like
Yeah, which is
99% of players
yeah,
there probably like.
it definitely speaks volume that they have so many like those Commander live shows at these events now, and everybody just wants to go meet Brian Kibler and the Command Zone people. That's all they care about. And, like I saw Brad Nelson standing outside, like former
Yeah.
Player of the Year Brad Nelson, 2010. I mean, forever ago. but one of the best players of his day and age, just standing outside. And I'm like, if I wasn't on my way home, I would stop and talk to you because I learned a lot from you growing up playing Magic again. Like he's he's a huge player, but just, yeah, it's so bizarre that
Yeah,
so many
it's
personalities aren't attached to the competitive side of things, which is just perspective and how I interact with the game now. But
yeah. I mean, we're competitive. Like I say I'm a competitive player. I enjoy following competitive. I enjoy playing in.
competitively minded individuals.
Yes, yeah. I enjoy following pro Magic. Enjoy following the pros. I enjoy watching them. Um,
Yeah,
and like Jim Davis is like one of my favorite creators. Um,
super
uh,
nice guy too.
yeah, I wish I got to meet him. He's doing his meet and greet on Sunday, and we had to leave. Manguchi I like. I've talked to Tarl from the card market before. I've emailed him a few times trying to
Mm,
get an interview. And they're all like every pro I've interacted with has been like super nice.
yeah,
Um, even if Gabriel Nassif is flaming me for my play in the modern tournament on his stream, but well deserved flame. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, pro it was cool. MagicCon I did a chaos draft. What's my camera doing? I did a chaos draft with loading ready run. So it was a 16 pod draft. It was I think 4 or 5 pods of 16 players.
That is
Um,
nuts.
yeah, you get 6 random packs. You pick 3 of them to keep, and then you draft the other 3, and then you get a sealed. Then you open the other 3, your last 3 packs, and you build a sealed deck. Um,
My brain is broken.
yeah, it was best of 1, which felt very arena. Um, I had like a pretty solid blue black control deck. I went 2-1. My one loss was the first game, and I was ready to, if this happened to me on arena, I think I would have closed off for the day. It was I was on the draw, so my opponent turn 2 plays a Johnny.
As you
Uh
do.
Turn 3 swings. I'm playing Demir. I'm like, okay, cool, I take. They go web sling, return a Johnny, play a 3/3 for 1 white, replay a Johnny. And I'm just like, this is how this game is gonna go.
Yeah.
Um, I almost stabilized. So I had a Shoulder's Edict, and there's this welcome deck common. It's like a 5 mana 4/4 flying Death Touch from Spider-Man welcome decks, like some Venom
Oh, Grendel,
or some.
the Grendel Dragon. Yeah.
Yeah,
Symbiote Dragon. Yeah.
some. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I play that. They swing out. They attack with a John. They attack with everything. They hold back a Johnny, obviously. Swing with the token. Um, I swing with some vehicle. I block with a Death Toucher. I trade. I get their Johnny to flip. And I'm like, okay, this is fine because I have Tithing Blade. So I Tithing Blade, get rid of their the cat they just made with a Johnny, and then Shoulder's Edict their Johnny. So all they have left is the World Wagon and another vehicle. They have like 2 vehicles left. And I'm like, and they have like 1 card hand. I'm like, as long as I don't top deck the exact creature that lets them crew the World Wagon, I'm stabilizing next turn. And they top deck the 1 creature left in their deck that can crew the World Wagon. And they slam it. And I was like, okay, well, I almost stabilized against you at like
Yeah.
4.
Life's a resource, though, right?
Well, yep, it's unfortunate. So that was fun. You and I played a game against Ruby. I actually didn't get her pronouns. Ruby was a pickup game playing a Go-Go Mysterious Mime deck, the mono blue.
Yeah, from Final Fantasy, which
Yeah.
outramped all of us. Like,
Yeah.
let me copy my prismatic Vista with Go-Go 17
It was a
times.
fabled passage. It was
Fabled Passage, whatever it was.
fabled passage.
Nuts.
Well,
And then
she
it was
still.
a Terramorphic Expanse or Evolving Wilds. Like, they did this so many times.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, I was having fun just dicking around trying to take out your stuff just so I could. And then Eli starts to go off with his Aristocrat Squirrel deck. Meanwhile, Ruby's just quietly over there making millions of Solemn Simulacrums, and we all
And then
died
winning.
of mechanized production or something.
Yep, mechanized production on the upkeep trigger. Yeah, no, it was. She stole my Tevel. She like cloned my Tevel.
Yeah.
And then was just like swing, copy the Tevel trigger, mill 8 cards, return 8 lands, and you're just like, oh no.
Yeah. I,
Um,
I, I do want to talk about just like the system they had in place there. So you could literally go up to this table
yep.
and say, "Hey, I want to play Commander," and they would say, "Okay, what bracket?" And you could tell them the bracket, and if they had people ready to go, they would put you with them, and you just go play, or they would have to build up the pod. But I mean, we waited for what, 30 seconds?
Not, I think we were walking up and they were like, hey, we're looking for bracket 2. How many do you need? They're like 3. We're like, great, let's go. Or bracket 2,
Yeah,
whatever it was. It was like
yeah.
immediate.
Like I think if Commander is your jam, and even if you don't have friends that are going with you, if they have that system in place, you can find games so fast. And as long as people you don't play against are a bunch of, I don't know, schlubs like
Yeah.
like this guy.
Whoa. Whoa.
I mean,
Chill.
we were all giving each other just an absolute just hard time with every single play.
Oh,
Although,
yeah.
was it Eli's squirrel noises that were particularly? Oh
It
no, it was
was
the
the
goose noises
goose.
he
It was the
made
honk. Honk.
from Gilded Goose.
Yeah. No, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, this is my second MagicCon, but I've been the last time I went, they had the same thing. Um, it wasn't the bracket system. It was something a
Yeah,
little
brackets
different.
weren't quite. Oh no, brackets were depending on when you went to MagicCon.
2023. It
Yeah,
was
brackets wouldn't have been a thing just yet.
mm-mm. Um, so I don't remember how they did it, but you're able to find groups the same way. The bracket thing, I think, worked well. It worked pretty good. So Eli and I, our first game of the con, they were looking for 2 bracket 4, and we were like, yeah, let's just like, I'm like, I didn't really bring like a super powerful deck with me, but I have Commodore Guff, my Super Friends deck, which has Force of a Fierce Guardianship. It has some of my
Some game
fetches.
changers.
Yeah, like it's Cyclonic Rift. Like it's the deck that I'm intentionally building to be powerful, but it's grindy.
Yeah.
It's just I control. Um, I don't want people casting spells. I have like Daneth Magistrate. I have Voice of Victory. Like it is like not a Torpor Orb. It's like not a super nice deck. And Eli had his King Aragorn, the Monarch one,
Hmm.
and Jeskai for Vigilance Lifelink.
Yep.
Vigilance Lifelink, I think are the only keywords. And then all the other text. Maybe first strike.
Yes, vigilance and lifelink. Yeah, and
No
it does
first strike.
some attacking, blocking nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no first strike.
So we're like, listen, like our decks are like not quite bracket 4, but I don't mind punching up. Like I'm confident in my ability to punch up. It's commander. Fine.
Might
So
get a
we
lucky draw. Might draw your
yeah.
soul ring on turn 1.
So we sit against a VV player and an Emery player, Emery Lurker of the Lock. First off, their decks were
Alarm bells
entirely
are already going off.
yeah. Their decks were entirely proxies, which is like fine. I just like when people say that like ahead of time. Not a huge deal. Again, I don't care. I have proxies in some decks, but my commander decks I try not to. But yeah, I'll play with proxies. I don't give a shit.
Personal preference, yeah.
So we're playing, and when I sit down, when you sit down for bracket 4, Alex, or if you do, like you have the expectation that ideally the players are going to kind of know what their deck does, right? Like it's not
Yes.
obviously like bracket 4 isn't representative skill level. Obviously, it's representative of like deck power level. But if you're building a deck of that for bracket 4, you're ideally going to kind of know what your deck is doing.
I'm actually going to slant a little bit and disagree there. I'm going to say that if you're building bracket 4, you are building with intention and knowledge, and your skill level should back that up. You're basically one step beneath the most powerful level of commander. And I think if you sit down with that intention, you know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. And now, to be clear, mistriggers happen. It's if you're like, hey, it's a new bracket 4 deck. I haven't got to really play with it. That's all of those things I'm cool with. Like we've all been there. We've all been new players. We've all had new decks. I don't care.
I misread cards in my own deck when we played.
Yeah.
I misread the mana cost on one of my cards, and he was just like, Eli said, "Where's your 4th land, Alex?" And I said, "That's a good question."
Yeah. RTFC. So I'll play against the VV player, VV and Emery. And the VV player kept only triggering VV on instants and sorceries. So, and it's non-creature.
Reasonable plan, yeah.
And so they're like Soul Ring, and I'm like VV trigger. So there was like several times where I'm like, just you need to like
Trigger.
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 And I'm like, I don't want to keep doing this, but I'm like, I'm also trying to like actually play the game a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
um, so there was that. Um, they also only had 25 lands in their VV deck.
Okay.
And then they were running cards like Mithril Coat on 25 lands.
Okay.
Okay. Um,
People get a magic how they want to magic.
Magic.
It's whatever.
Yep, it was a choice. Thank God for Supreme Verdict. That card I think is criminally underplayed. It is a counterless, is an uncounterable board wipe.
Yep.
And they're like, but his VV is Ward. I'm like, Ward doesn't care about Supreme
No,
Verdict
it
does
does
not care
not.
about Ward. Um, and then the Emery player. To be clear, these guys were nice. I think my biggest pet peeve is they were on their phones during other people's turns.
Ooh, it's a
Um,
social game, not a internet game. Come
yeah.
on, people. Come on.
Um, like if you're looking for rules interaction or like sending a quick text, I'm cool with it. But like during my turn, I'm like, you're not gonna like. Okay, fine.
You need to
But
be paying
they,
attention because I
yeah,
might do something that requires your attention and your response to something.
yeah. And the Emery player cast Fabricate to tutor.
Yep.
Okay. Did Eli do his turn? I think Eli quickly took his turn, and oh no, it was on the end of the Emery player's turn. I'm like, I'm just gonna crack this fetch now. I'm like, I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna go get my Surveil land. I was gonna wait till the end of Eli's turn, but I was like, I'm getting a Surveil land. I'm not bluffing. Who cares?
Shortcut it, yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm gonna wait to resolve the Surveil land until you tutor. They're like, oh well, why does it matter like what I tutor? And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
they're like, it doesn't impact. I'm like, it does. I'm like, we're playing in, if it's bracket 3, I don't care. Bracket 2, I
Yeah.
don't care. Bracket 4, not CDH, but I'm like, yeah, it can matter.
The top of my library might be impactful here, yeah.
Yeah. So little things like that where I'm like, okay, it's fine. We shook hands. Game was over. I ended up winning. Um, I got, I got Chain Veil out. With 6 mana Chandra, the one that gives
Ooh.
emblems, and I was able to like just kind of loop Chain Veil a couple different ways, and like wasn't quite infinite, but it was like, oh, I had an Acre Moon Gauntlet.
Infinite.
I had Acre Moon Gauntlet out, so I was able to take in like basically infinite turns. Like it wasn't quite that, but it was enough. I had enough Planeswalkers, enough proliferation with Chain Veil that it was essentially infinite turns. So that was fun. But our other games, so the one we played together, and then the one on Saturday I played was against Patrick and Colton. I hope I'm not forgetting his name. I think it was Colton. Playing Glunch the Bestower, and then Kiri, the mono green dragon from Neon Dynasty that gets you 3 lands.
Oh, okay.
And it was bracket 3, and they're like the green deck, the Kiri deck, Tron. And I'm like, say less. They were on Tron because Kiri can get all 3 Tron pieces out.
Yes.
It was I'm doing an article on the decks.
Oh my goodness.
It was sick. And then Glunch.
All the things in Commander.
Glunch had the scribe crawler from Foundations. It's like the budget Shieldred. Whenever an opponent.
Oh, when you draw a card, you take a life.
So he gave me the wedding ring. So he would draw 3 cards, and then I would draw 3. I ended up dying first. I was out like, and I was like, dude, this game's gonna be over so soon. The game took another like hour, but I'm just like so into it. I was just like, all right, I just want to see what happens at this point.
Oh, of course,
I was like, let's just go. I don't remember who won, but it was like the Glunch deck was just like this group hug, just like draw slog
I was gonna
deck.
say it's definitely what I think the best way to build Glunch is some kind of weird group hug thingy that just keeps everybody just a little too tightly next to each other.
Yeah, it was sick. I'll find you the link. I have both of the decks bookmarked on Discord, so I can do the article on them. So those were a lot of fun. Like it was a cool Glunch deck where I'm like, I died early, but both players were not on their phones at all. or like none of us were on our phones. We were all engaged. It was just like a really fun time of just. I'm like, I wish I got to play more Magic with them,
Yeah.
because they were like those are the type of players I love playing with. What are you, I can see you in the camera. You're trying to get Noodle.
Special guest
She's in my
Arcady, let's
office.
go.
That's my wife. Um, I'm not fixing that in post. Who cares? Um,
Nor should you.
um, yeah, like those were the Commander games I really enjoyed. It was like Hours and the one with the other two guys. So those are the 3 games of Commanders I played. Eli and I played a bunch of Canlander like during some downtime, um, which is going to be a podcast episode all on its own.
Can't wait for that. So
Yeah,
excited.
Canlander's so fun. We need to jam some games at some point. I don't know how or when, but we need to do that.
Webcam Commander, let's do it.
Webcam Canlander.
Webcam lander. There we go.
If I can get that second MTGO account, we'll do that.
Oh well, yeah, we'll just do it. Yeah, that would be better. Yeah. Although we wouldn't get to all see all the nonsensical plays in our hands and do all the things. I'm more in for webcam lander.
Listen, if we can do it, I'm down. Proxy it up. I don't care.
Easily, yeah.
So that was my MagicCon. Bought a bunch of cards, sold a bunch of cards, had some fun events. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the question that I want to ask you, Ben,
Yeah.
is so you had your media pass for that, but you still had your regular 3-day
Mhm.
pass. The money that you spent to get in, obviously you get all the promo cards, which they were going for like $70 a pop to the vendors,
Yeah.
all the extra packs and stuff. Take the games out of the equation, take the side events out of the equation. Is the cost to entry worth it to go to MagicCon?
I probably wouldn't get the premium pass again. So the premium pass came with the Spider-Man boosties, collector boosties, the playmat, the deck boxes, and no shade wizards. You can step up your con sleeves. Your con sleeves are garbage. Okay? They're trash. I hate them. Just you have a partner with Dragon Shield. I'm paying like $200 for tickets. Give me some nice Dragon Shields in my pack, please. For the love
I
of
think you had to
God.
get the Black Lotus package to get the special sleeves.
Oh my God. I have like they're cool looking, but I'm not using them unless I get outer sleeves for them because they're just like they're the $10 like sticky plastic like
I know exactly what kind of
they
sleeves
the
they are.
art
Yeah.
like peel like nah.
Yeah, it's
You can
an extra layer. It's not printed on the back of the sleeve.
yeah,
They are
they're
garbage. They are garbage. Yeah.
so Wizards, you have a Dragon Shield now. Can you, for the love of God, do Dragon Shield sleeves for the con if people are buying premium passes? Please, pretty please, not whatever this is. Spend the extra dollars. I would spend an extra $15 on my pass to get nicer sleeves that I can use at the con. Okay? They're garbage. Now the deck box is cool, but it's a plastic deck box, and then the playmat I like. I have the playmat hanging up. I probably wouldn't do the premium pass again. I just don't think. I mean, the collector boosties, like you could sell them for like $90. I think $30 a pop. Vendors were buying them for.
Because this was release weekend of Spider-Man, which is important to note. Like,
yep.
And the vendors were buying up Spider-Man stuff like crazy too.
Yeah, I cracked mine, and then I immediately sold a lot of the singles. I ended up selling my Gwen, my full art Gwen, unfortunately. But that's fine. Her normal printing is like $4, and I don't have an attachment to Spider-Man enough to keep like the comic book one, so I was like, I'll sell her. I opened some cool cards, but I don't think the premium pass is necessarily worth it unless you really want whatever the packs are. In November, we can go over the release schedule next, but like when we go in November, whatever the most recent says will be the thing we're getting packs for. And I might
probably be Reality Shift,
I think so.
Or whatever the heck it's called.
2026.
Let's get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, well, I think it's a good segue. We can get right into it. So they have announced all of the new sets. October Star Trek. It'll be Star Trek in November when we go.
Let's save that one for the point in time where it needs to be spoken about, because I have
Thoughts
I
about that?
got I got words.
So let me see if I can
Yeah, I'm pulling up
do.
the release schedule as well.
Um, I have it also on screen
So
now too because I'm
yeah,
a
so
professional.
I mean, through the end of the year, I mean, we get the Avatar set comes out in November, which cool. We'll get to. I'm sure we'll talk about that as when it comes time for it. And between now and then, there's no other sets. The new Final Fantasy holiday boxes come out, which I am beyond hyped for. The secret
Yeah,
layer stuff for PlayStation and the Super Drop happens on the 13th and the 27th of October, respectively.
get that
But
D-tutor.
oh, yeah, yeah. But yeah, December or January 23rd is
Lorwyn
drum
Eclipsed.
roll. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, Lorwyn Eclipse. We're going back to Lorwyn, which is
Oh my god.
sick. Like it is. This set looks, first off, the art we've seen, and
Yeah.
we're gonna start with the positive. I try not to be a negative person about Magic because I do love the game tremendously. I have some thoughts about. But first off, the double-sided shocklands are
Yeah, which are
gorgeous.
super cool. Yeah.
Um, the new like double-sided legends, like the Sig River got the Sig and the Ashling.
And there's
Those are
the elemental black white god.
yeah, the evoke that you can evoke, and I like that they.
Yeah.
I'm sad that it's like fixed evoke because it has to be cast. You can't like cheat them like you used to
That's how
other
that was
things.
always supposed to be. Modern Horizons 2 busted it itself. Like
Well, I mean,
Mull
Mull
Drifter,
Drifter broke.
that's a 2 mana play or no, 3 mana play right there. Like that Mull Drifter should not be exile a blue card from your hand. That's
Well,
dumb.
listen. No. I meant like you can't like Mull Drifter. You can still cheat. Like you can still scam Mull Drifters, but like there's no
Yeah.
upside to scamming these incarnations
Right, because
aside
all
from
of
their
them have
stats.
if they require you to have paid a certain combination of mana to trigger an ability, so you still could ephemerate them or undying death
Yeah.
them, but they won't have that ability back on the stack when they do come into play. Something that I really liked about them, both ones they've been previewed so far, I didn't put together that if I spent like for the blue black one, I think isolation is what it's called. But if you spend the full mana cost and go blue, blue, black, black, and then the rest of the mana cost, you get both abilities, which is
Yes.
just magical Christmas land value to me. And that's
Yeah. It's like the deceit one is like the blue black black.
deceit. Yeah.
Um, and I also am kind of glad that they're not legendary like
I don't
incarnations.
think they would have been. I don't think they needed to be legendary. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're not because I think they could have easily made these legendaries. Um, but I'm like I think it's cool that they're not. Like
Yeah.
I
I
like
mean,
the
it kind of follows suit with all the other incarnations: Fury, Solitude,
yeah.
Grief. Like I in my head canon is that the Modern Horizons 2 elementals are actually from Lorwyn. Now that we're seeing these, just from the naming convention alone, I assume that these are all interconnected somehow,
Yeah.
and there's no sense in making them legendary. Now give me a legendary elemental incarnation god, 5 colors, and I'm a very happy commander player.
Yeah. No, Lorwyn's sick. We have like mutable explorers. So we have a creature that makes mutavault tokens.
Yeah,
I think this is not the first time we get land tokens because Dome Overlord of the uh
the Green Overlord from
yeah, not
Dustborn.
Baelmerk. I loved yes, whatever the Green Overlord is makes land tokens. But I want to say this is the first time we're getting a card in paper that references a specific land and getting a token of it.
Yes, I believe so.
Because we
And
have
if
like
and if
yeah,
Mutavault is just it's iconic originally from an original Lorwyn block.
yeah,
Iconic card from that
yeah,
block. It was reprinted in Magic 2013, if I'm not mistaken. It was a huge part of the Mono Blue Devotion decks. Mutavault's, I mean, it is a colorless land, but you can pay one.
one. Yep,
Yeah, turns into a 2/2 with all creature types.
yep. So
And
it's good in
the
any
block
like
was
kindred decks, and it's also just a good
yeah,
like finisher in against control decks because they don't often have a way of interacting with your lands in a meaningful way. and a lot of things will say like non-land permanent.
Yeah.
Um,
It can be doom bladed though. Like you can still kill this thing traditionally,
yes,
but it is tricky to kill a creature land
yep.
for the most part.
And now in like Pioneer, you can run like there. You could foreseeably you could see in Pioneer 4 Mutavault, 4 Mutable Explorer, and ways to blink it, and just like some random creature lords that are like super on rate. And I wonder if you could build
Okay.
like an elf ball deck with like the green elf from double green with Mutavault is probably a little too intensive on the mana, but getting some like cheap lords. Um,
Some kind of merfolk something or
yeah,
other.
I was just seeing what was legal in Pioneer for Merfolk.
There's the
Um,
blue green lord from original Ixalan, if I'm not
oh,
mistaken.
Kumena, yeah.
Yeah. Or no, I
Uh,
think it's just a blue green uncommon.
oh, Merfolk Mistbinder. Other Merfolk you get plus
Yeah,
one
that
plus
one.
one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like I think they're or like even I wonder if zombies wouldn't be better. Like go green black. Um, you don't want it to be super pip intensive for this, right? Because you're having a bunch of colorless lands with your Mutavaults. Um, but humans, whatever. Like I can see a deck being where you're just playing Mutavaults as creatures with like cheap lords, just kind of buff them.
Yeah.
There's Bitter Blossom Bearer, so we have a new Bitter Blossom, kind
Yeah.
of. Um, I don't.
Better, I think. This one has flash.
It is more restrictive. It's black,
Eh.
but it itself is a fairy and has flying.
Yeah.
Creatures are a little bit easier to remove than enchantments, but you can also block with it if you're gonna die.
Yep.
Like if you don't want it anymore. Um, so there is that. There's some other. I mean, I have all the cards here
I,
on screen,
yeah,
so
and I think it's
go over
important to
everything.
note
But
that if you're not familiar with Lorwyn and the Shadowmoor block from 2009, I would say it is a land of fairy tale creature. Like creature types really matter. We had goblins, fairies. We
yep,
had
elementals.
what Kithkins elements. Like yeah, this is like the original um kindred block, and so we even had kindred elementals. So like Bitter Blossom is a fairy enchantment, like it counts for things like Tarmogoyf.
Yep,
Um, and the story of the eternal day, the eternal night, and characters turning into twisted versions of themselves. I mean, like when
yeah.
I think of classic Magic design and sets, Lorwyn is like right up there with for me. Like
With
there's a
which two?
lot of, but with Ravnica, or original Ravnica
Okay.
to an extent, and then original Innistrad. When it
Yeah.
comes to like classic magic design, at least modern design, like Lorwyn is up there in terms of just how important it is. I mean, the Thoughtseize came from Lorwyn originally, so
Yep.
like there. It's so great we're going back to Lorwyn, and I'm very very irked that it was going to come out this year and got bumped by the Avatar set.
Yeah. It was supposed to be coming out in November.
Yes,
Was it because Avatar or Spider Man it got pushed?
it was Avatar that got pushed up, pushing basically. If I'm not mistaken, Lorwyn and Spider-Man basically swapped places on the release schedule,
Okay.
or it might have been that Spider-Man was originally a very very late year set and they had to push it up. Or no, Avatar was a late in the year thing. They just pushed that up to put Lorwyn into Q1 26.
Yeah.
I don't know which version of that is correct. The biggest issue with it, and this is something I didn't recognize in Brian Kidd video out Universes Beyond and Magic
Yeah.
in 2026, where the shock lands were reprinted in
Edge of Eternities.
Edge of Attorneys. Thank you. um, and they were and the rest of the of 10 would be printed into Lorwyn,
Yep.
which would give us all 10 shock lands in rotation at the exact same time.
Yep.
Now that Lorwyn is going to be moving in 26, the mana will be good once we get to 26, but there's going to be this really weird period where we've got really great mana, but then things when they start to rotate out in 50 years or whenever they rotate, the mana is going to get really weird because half of them will go away and we'll still have half of them left over.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't have been a problem if Avatar hadn't gotten pushed up. And I think
Yep.
that is a real problem that players are going to have to square away at some point. And I don't know that that's going to look so great on Wizards when the original plan was to have all of them, succinct with each other.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen is they're just going to not rotate Edge of Eternities.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just not gonna, that'll be fine. They're just going to be like, we're just not going to rotate it. Or the
Edge of Eternities is actually Foundations 2.0, and it's
Yeah.
just going to stay in rotation forever. Yeah, fine.
Or what I think realistically is going to happen is we're going to see another set of shock reprints in the next 2 years. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that.
Yeah, just because they're such a key piece of Magic technology,
Yeah.
deck building technology. I think you're right.
I mean, it's been since the return to Ravnica we've had them in standard. It's been almost a decade,
yes.
Not quite a decade.
Yeah, but it's been a minute, yeah.
Because they came in this.
My only, because it was, yeah. I keep thinking that they were printed in.
They were printed
Murders,
2019, so it's been 6 years since they've been in standard. And I'm so glad they're back. Like it just makes mana bases, like especially with the verges now. Like we now have shock verges, which I think, in my opinion, verges are just upgraded buddy lands or check lands. I don't know whichever one you call them from Innistrad.
Yep.
So I love the verges, and then we have surveil lands. So like we have pretty good mana bases in standard.
As long as they don't print Farseek back into the format, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof, God. But yeah, Lorwyn is like, correct me if I'm wrong, because this was a little bit before my time. Lorwyn was like a pretty not well received set initially, right? Or am I thinking of Kamigawa? Or it was both of them?
It was Kamigawa that kind of had the bitter taste in it, because the first two sets were pretty well received, but then the final, which was Champions, if I'm not mistaken, that was the one that really kind of soured people. And it was kind of a not so great time for Magic in general. That was around the time that Extended was still a very prominent Pro Tour format. Standard had turned into, Extended was basically double standard at that point. It was a really weird kind of influx moment for Magic. But then as soon as the next couple of years rolled around and we had Scars of Mirrodin, Phyrexia, that's when things turned back around. That's about the time that Modern became a thing and basically turned competitive Magic on its head, all for the. So kind of a dark time, but I think now looking back, Lorwyn is very well remembered, I would say.
Do you think there's some, I don't think irony is the word I'm looking for here, some similarities in Lorwyn potentially showing up twice in a darker time for Magic, or in like a potential dark period where it's been like, not that now is like a dark time for Magic, to be clear, but the sentiments online, which we'll get to when we get to the rest of the release schedule. I think there's more. This is the most negative I've seen the Magic player base about a thing in a number of years, is like next year's release schedule.
Yeah.
And
but
like,
I think I don't think Lorwyn is. I think Lorwyn is just a casualty of that. I think that when Lorwyn does come out, there's going to be we saw a pretty precipitous drop in attendance for pre-release events for Spider-Man, for example. When Lorwyn drops next year, I think we will see really great attendance at those things. I think this is incredibly well received.
Yeah, like even the draft for Spider-Man, like limited resources and loading ready run. Jesus, LR limited resources is like, we're not covering Spider-Man. I think I did
it's a pick two format. Yeah.
I did 3 drafts, and I was like, no, I'm good. I'm like, it's not fun. Like, and I did pick 2 foundations with my friends, like in person. That was a lot of fun. So I don't think pick 2's the issue. I think the issue is the Spider-Man draft set having 5
Archetypes.
archetypes,
Yeah.
and you're like, if you get cut or you don't open what you need, and only 3 of them are good, it's like, okay, I'm stuck with all of
Yeah.
these like Demir car or like these green, blue, and you're like, okay, sick.
I'm in red. I started in red white, and now I'm going nowhere. I think the problem. I mean, pick two. Spider-Man being its own problem. The pick two format is incredibly problematic, just because it's not a. In what I think if you ask most Magic players what is draft, they will tell you a very answer. And whatever Wizards is trying to do to solve the problem with draft, because like I think if you took all the Magic formats and said rank these in terms of popularity, Commander by a mile,
Yeah.
and then you've probably got a tie down here between Standard, Modern, Pioneer, just depending
I
on the RCQ season, and then it's pretty far down Standard and Draft, or
I
I'm
th-
sorry, Sealed and Draft.
I think draft is more popular than any constructed format aside from Commander. I would argue.
That's fair. Yeah,
I think are we including cube or limited?
I think I'm talking specifically limited. You've got a specific set that you are drafting, and I know that there are people out fiends. I used to be that guy,
Yeah, I want to say
and
limited's like more popular than a lot of constructed formats, simply because of arena and the barrier to entry to constructed.
yeah, that's
I
a totally real thing. I agree. Yeah.
in paper, yeah, I would be curious. I think pick two is it's gonna be its whole own video, and then we'll get back to the release schedule. I think pick two, on its face, is a good concept. I think the idea of being able to get 3 people, 3 friends, right? Like a commander play group and be like, I want to do a draft, but we don't want to have to get 6 or 8 people to do this. But I think a
Yeah.
set needs to be designed in mind with pick two. I would love to see like someone's attempt at like a pick two cube, like a curated thing of like how can we make this
Yeah.
a balanced draft environment for 4 people, and like what that
Yeah.
looks like. 'Cause I don't know. I'm not that good at limited, and I couldn't.
Yeah. The fact that they are there's that pick two Lorwyn Eclipsed draft box that comes out next year.
Mhm.
I mean, definitely says that Wizards is trying to push this, and like I said, whatever problem they're trying to fix with in-person drafting, if it is a problem, I think if you're trying to design a set with pick two in mind, that becomes a real limiting factor. And I don't
Sure.
know, like without gaming this out, I don't think that is a positive thing to try and do, because not only does the draft format look very, very different, but I think the set itself probably becomes incredibly parasitic within itself, and probably does not mesh well with the sets that fill out around it for standard specifically.
Sure. Do
That's
you
purely off the top of my head. I could be wrong, but that just doesn't feel good to me.
Yeah, like we'll see how it turns out. Like it's very possible that like a normally designed set but has a normal amount of cards and has a normal amount of like archetypes in pick 2 is actually fine. Right? Like we just don't
It could
know
be, yeah. I have no
that
idea, yeah.
when you have a larger card pool, like you're seeing less cards but you're taking more of them. Like eh. Well, I think we'll have to see it. Like if I would love for them to try like a Lorwyn pick 2 queue, like a regular queue, best of 3, and then like pick 2, just to have it as like an option to try. um
Yeah, just to see if it works.
yeah, because I'm interested in it. I think it's easier to
Yeah.
get 4 people. um so but let's go back to the release schedule.
Yeah. One more thing I do
Yeah.
want to quickly point out, though, and this specifically about like limited environments in general. You know, the Magic design has shifted in the past couple of years, where most sets were designed to be drafted. I think we have moved away from that by a pretty wide margin now, where things are just Commander is clearly the driving design philosophy of Magic right now, in my opinion, and just I wish we could get back to that. Let's design sets for limited, and really push that again. And I think at that point, Magic as a whole vastly benefits, in my opinion.
So I think this is a whole other conversation. I actually think Magic right now, limited Magic, is in one of the best spots it's ever been. Spider-Man not included in that statement. Um, I think Final Fantasy Limited is, I think, easily one of the GOAT formats of like one of the best limited
Oh, I really
formats
agree with that. Yeah.
of all time. Tarkir Dragonstorm, we talked to Circovitz about it, became a little bit soupy. That one was, I think, a little bit more of a miss. Edge of Eternities was like pretty diverse. I think we
Yeah.
saw it on the Pro Tour. I think like Edge. I think the issue that we're seeing with limited is it's being designed. I think it's still designed for pod drafting, maybe, and where we have the arena issue of like we had it in Vintage Cube,
Yeah, that's a very real thing. Yeah.
right? Where it's like you can't hate draft. You like there are certain skills that you don't get as a drafter if you're not doing pod like F and M, not even just F and
Yeah.
M drafts, because there could be two pods and you could have cross pod play, but like pod limited. I think with
Yeah.
like a pick two format, I think having pods probably makes that format a lot better, and maybe that's why my experience with it
That's
was
fair.
as good as it was, is because no one's opening, taking. There's not the issue of like everyone getting 8 rares or someone getting 8 rares and then no one getting any rares, and then you getting against someone who has 8 like
Who
10
had the gut? Who
rares.
had the
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like it
Yeah.
happens. Like my buddy opened like some cracked stuff, but I think that's part of it too.
There's always one person at the table who gets the nuts. Well, I think what it I could sit down and really like write out my thoughts on what I view the problems of modern limited design are. 2015 to really roll it back. I think there's some lessons to be learned from there, and I don't. But I think that could be a really interesting discussion for a future episode. So don't forget to like and subscribe for that one.
Yeah. All right.
Got it in there. Yes.
We did it. All right. Let's get back to the release schedule.
Lorwyn,
Now,
I give Lorwyn 10 out of 10. Super hype.
yep. So next we have a to be announced set at Comic-Con, which is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's not confirmed, but it's, I think, pretty. It's the speculation's enough that I'm comfortable assuming it's going to be TMNT.
Comic-Con is this weekend. Magic has a panel.
It's a Nickelodeon set that was mentioned, and you're not going to get, if it's SpongeBob, say less. I'm in. It's probably going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So fine, we'll see what that is. We're recording this on a Tuesday. Normally we record on Thursdays. So we still wouldn't even know what it is. But I think everyone's pretty confirmed it's TMNT. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think is like.
Yeah, the Nickelodeon licensing, that the partnership that's been announced between Wizards and Nickelodeon thing. The fact that a majority of the is Paramount parent companied is a very good indicator of that. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I grew up on the cartoon. I that theme song is seared into my brain. Those action figures were my jam back then. I don't think it translates well to another Magic set.
No,
I think it's a little bit better than Spider-Man is suited, and I'll expand on this a little bit more when we do the next Universes Beyond set. But I think in terms of like adaptability, Spider-Man's down here, TMNT is here, and then the next one is going to be much more up here. But yeah, don't mess it up. Just give me a solid group of turtle cards, and I'll be happy. Give me Baxter Stockman. Give me Krang.
I feel like this is going to be another one of those sets that they had the Spider-Man issue of it was supposed to be a small set, and I think my gut, I have like no inside information. My gut is telling me this is going to be a recurring issue with Universes Beyond in the next like few years.
Except for the next one.
Except for Avatar.
Not Avatar, the other one.
Oh, yes, which we'll get to.
I'm not trying to bury the lead, but the next one is unique in its adaptability.
Yes. So next we go back to Strixhaven, which is cool. I wasn't playing a lot of limited at that point, but I heard the limited environment was actually not that bad.
Strixhaven
Um,
was great to draft. Very, very lane driven. You know, 5 color pairs, all the enemy. A very well designed set. The mechanics were great.
Magecraft
Um,
is a like a is a Magecraft's like a very intuitive prowess.
Yeah. Lessons were
Hmm.
a skill that you had to learn because you could not only get a lesson at the sideboard, but you could also
Rummage,
draw and
discard and
discard.
draw.
Yeah, rummage essentially. There was a lot of play to that format. It did get very stale towards the end. From my own memory, blue and green was like the best thing going.
Yeah, that's what I remember hearing.
And it got a little insular and people fighting over the same blue commons, and you know, the deeper you run into your draft pod on arena, the more blue decks you kept running into. Like it's great format, lots of fun flavor there.
The
The mystical
archives,
archive,
yeah,
yeah, were I think one of the best uses of a bonus sheet we've seen so far. My wife like opened so many collector boosters of this.
yeah. I opened a collector
um,
box. This was like one of the few
yeah,
sets. It's
yeah,
like my
yeah, we
only
did too.
collector
Yeah.
box I ever opened. Um, was this the first set that had the bonus sheet in limited? Was this the first one of?
Yeah, yes, it was, and I had real issue with it as well, because a lot of the cards, like Lightning Bolt, is a really good example of this. Lightning Bolt is a common. Lightning Bolt in the Mystical Archive was a rare,
Yeah,
and on Arena you were forced to use your rare wild
they fixed that
Lightning Bolt. Yeah, they did fix that, of course,
finally.
but that created such a horrible taste for people who wanted to play timeless and historic, all the more kind of eternal arena formats. Um, Funnily enough, I saw in my Facebook memories a couple days ago. I made a post specifically about the Mystical Archive and how much of a mistake I thought it was, because there was a point in time where the best historic decks were all some blue red Jeskai variant thing, and the top cards in the format were all Mystical Archive cards.
Yeah, well,
And it was a I was not it was a the format was not great, and a lot of it had to do with the Mystical Archive being so problematic.
yeah, well, I mean that was so early on in arena too. People don't realize like, I mean, I was playing arena in the beta when Aether Revolt was legal in standard. Like, it's like I was in the beta and we you got a full like collection, and I was playing blue black control with Scarab God and Gear Hulk because
Yeah,
I
now we're
wanted to play
talking.
that. Yeah, I
The
traded a
good
I
days.
traded a Misty for a Scarab God back in the day. Um, I opened one of my dungeon games. I was like, "Hey, Amy, is this good?" She's like, "Yeah, that's a good card." I'm like, "Hey, Andrew, do you want to give me a Scarab God? I need one." He's like, "Sure."
For my
Um,
fetch land.
for my fetched land, it's fine.
Yeah.
It was when Modern Masters 2017 just dropped, so it's fine. Um,
Yeah.
jokes on him. I have duels now. Um, yeah, Strixhaven. I think Arena being new was, I think, or newer. I think was definitely an issue with the power level these added. I think now no one cares. I think now these
Certainly
are
not.
like,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, cool, we have swords. Swords is good. Like, swords is like one of the
Yeah.
best removal spells ever printed, but it's fine.
Yeah, there was some incredibly powerful stuff printed into that bonus sheet, but now like what we saw in Thunder Junction, and we're see this bonus sheet be included. I think it's a really cool thing for limited formats, but when you have, I mean, and this is exclusively to this is the issue, when you have those cards available on Arena within specific formats,
Yeah,
it just creates a big problem. And like, I
yeah,
mean, I could go back and rehash the paragraphs long diatribe I went on the stupid thing. It's not great. Like they ended up having to ban what's the blue counter spell? One in a blue. You don't counter
memory
goes on.
lapse.
Yeah, memory lapse ended up being banned in historic because it was so problematic and just
Yep.
not good memories about. But Strixhaven itself, super cool, and I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to seeing what they do with it.
yeah. I remember doing some drafts and I got like primal commands.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
Approach of the Second Sun.
you had Teferi's Protection, Time Warp. Like there was a lot of like absolute bangers.
Yeah.
Channel. Um, and I also like that there was like it sucks because channel's like just not really playable anywhere because it's banned.
With
Um,
Band Commander. Yeah.
it's like banned in Commander. You can play it in Cube. You can play it in Canlander. But it's cool getting a card like opening a card like that and being like, okay, what do I do with this in a modern
Yeah.
day limited environment? And the answer is usually not a lot. Um,
You do mascot exhibition on turn 2 and your opponent scoops.
yeah, that'll do it. Um, and I also like that I'm assuming we're getting lessons again, and we have Avatar that cares about lessons, so it's nice that we're
Yep.
getting that. I don't know if they've confirmed the um guild pairs for Strixhaven, if they're the same ones or the other
It's
ones.
gonna be it's gonna be the same 5. So we're gonna have again all the enemy colored red, white, black, blue, green, blue, red, and black, green. Um, there it's there's gonna be some follow up with some of the characters from the original set, and I believe it's their adventures through the Omen Path.
Cool.
So it might not. So it's not going to be focused on the school again. It's the lives outside of the school. So
Love
we
that.
graduated Hogwarts, and now we're out in the real world.
Yeah. Also,
It's a terrible reference. Mark, scratch that one from the record.
also, it's the first time we've gotten a Magic book since War of the Spark.
Yep. Good. Excited
Um,
for that.
it's a young adult book, so I don't know if I will read it, but I'm probably gonna pre-order it and keep it on my shelf to support the author and to show Wizards that books are selling. Um,
Yep.
Also, it comes with a command tower, so that's cool.
Yeah.
It's the old mana. It's no mana crypt, but we'll take it. So
You know that Mana Crypt was printed specifically to be the book promo.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, there's some fun magic trivia for you kids out there. Mana Crypt was never in an actual set. It was printed as a book promo, and then Commander happened.
yep.
So read. That's
And
the
now it's
story. That's the
banned.
lesson there, kids. Read.
True. This is how Wizards is gonna reprint cards is in books to get kids to read. Think of how much Wizards can get people to read. Or people just buy books.
Yeah, they'll buy the books, or we need to go back to the old system of like when at least when I was younger, where if you had to buy a certain boxes of cereal
Yes.
and mail in the UPC
The box tops or whatever, yeah.
And you get the hat, yeah. My wife and I have this running joke of whenever we're watching something on TV and there's like old rotary telephone or a typewriter, and one of us will always say things that people that were alive that were born in the year 2020 wouldn't know what they are. Like CD players, DVD players.
How about 8-tracks? Let's go way back.
Exactly. Yeah.
I had
cassette thing in this car.
I had cassettes growing. I had a cassette growing up. Like I'm 30, too, so like it was the tail end of cassettes, but like, and now we have vinyl. Anywho's before
we got even further back.
Yeah, let's go. I guess it's also time for my Adderall, not my Adderall, my Advil.
We'll break out the wax cylinders next, and we'll start playing those on old phonographs. It's gonna be great.
You can play some jacks. Want to play some jacks? Pickup sticks.
Breaking out the Lincoln Logs.
Oh, God, we're old. I mean, you're older than me,
my
but
parents still have Lincoln Logs at their house, so there's tons of fun to play with. So kids don't know what they're missing out on. Lincoln Logs rule.
Do you remember? This is totally off. Remember the little marble things? It was like the plastic tubes, and you'd put like marbles down the racetrack, and it was like a bunch of different colors. Great, I love those.
Again, things that people born in, let's say, like 2010 have no idea what they are.
No,
or go to the doctor's office and they have the bead track, so you have to like, run the beads along. Yeah,
yeah. Anyways.
Okay. That's magic.
Speaking of old people, we have Magic the Gathering Marvel Superheroes in June.
Let's go.
So is this the one you think is going to be more to work with?
Yes. So this requires a bit of context here. So I'm going to exclude Lord of the Rings from this sort of group of, because I'm talking about specifically standard universes beyond sets. Final Fantasy works. Granted, it's only
Yeah.
been around since the early 90s, so it's only got about 30 going on 40 years of history. But there are 16 mainline games, not in
Yep.
side games, the re-releases, tactics, War Alliance, all that stuff. They were able to fill out an entire Magic set of Final Fantasy characters and Final Fantasy stuff, and still didn't get every character in the set.
Yeah.
Like there are characters from Final Fantasy IX that are not in. They don't have a card. They will, like Amaranth will have his card thanks to the holiday boxes, but they ran out of space within the Final Fantasy set to put everything in it.
And that includes 4 commander decks they did not get to fit them in.
And that includes exactly 4 commander decks, and they're still finding a way to print more unique cards this fall in those holiday boxes to give more, like some characters getting extra cards, but we're still getting new stuff that might have been able to fit in the main set, but they just ran out of space.
Yeah.
Spider-Man does not work as a Universes Beyond set. It's been around since the 60s, yes. But the biggest problem is that it's just one guy. Lots of adventures, lots of side characters, but it's one guy and all the variants of that one guy. 60 years of history does not translate well when it's one book, one comic book character. If they had included the Defenders, some of the other street level superheroes like Daredevil, Luke Cage, and you might have been able to stretch out a full Spider-Man New York City set, but instead they kept it as a small set, like the Assassin's Creed set. There's another game that doesn't translate well to full Universes Beyond because it's not that big of a game franchise yet.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man does not translate well because you don't have enough characters, you don't have enough stuff. Marvel superheroes is 60 years of the Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Thor, Namor, X-Men, if this is going to be the X-Men set, and if it's not, X-Men can be its own. Marvel as a universe is more than big enough to fill out an entire Universes Beyond set and still have stuff left over. Because we already got we got the Soul Stone in Spider-Man. So does that mean they're going to put the other 5 stones in this set or spread them out across a Marvel superhero set, Marvel's X-Men set? Like, there's a lot of crap that can go in this set, and that's why Marvel Superheroes is going to sell like gangbusters and work like this set's going to rule.
Yeah.
Soapbox.
And scene. Yeah, I really hope it's like as good as you're saying it is. Just because it's been like, I think Spider-Man put such like a bad taste in everyone's mouth.
Yeah. The fact that it had to do the universes within Human Path thingy on Arena, that was a disaster. But I think as long as they don't have to do that for the superhero set on Arena, this is going to go over just it's gonna be a nuclear bomb of a set. Like this set's going to blow people's minds.
Yeah. Which is yeah, I hope so. Like I think Spider-Man really like turned me off on like the Marvel stuff. So I'm hoping when we start getting spoilers for it next year and not sooner, for the love of God.
It's gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna be at Comic-Con probably. Let's be real here.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, it'll probably be the next day or two.
Maybe like 5 cards, probably just like the core Avengers, but we will probably see something from this set this weekend.
Yeah, that's probably true. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I just hope it's good. I'm not as excited for it as you are, so I'll let you carry the hype on it. But
I am the perfect candidate for the Marvel set. You know, I still read comic books, I still watch the movies, I watch cartoon shows. Like for the people that are fans of it, and I think that the people that are Universe Beyond fans of the property that they attach on, those are the people that really go hard. Like there are people who came into Magic as fantasy and super hard. You know, market saturation being what it is, because if you want to play with Marvel characters, you have no limit of ways to do that. You can play Marvel Snap, you can play Marvel Strike Force on your phone. There's a million ways to do this. So I
Yeah.
don't necessarily is to be able to put Iron Man in my commander deck, even though I already could. But I don't know how necessary it is, but it's going to be super sick.
Yeah.
I really, really hope that this goes over well.
Yeah. Yes, I really hope so. Um, the next up is going to be, I think, one that I think a lot of people are really excited for.
It's another Universes Beyond set.
It is, but it's The Hobbit. I think that I think because of how well Lord of the Rings did, I think people are more excited for this than I think any of the other UBs that we have this year or next year.
Well, let me just throw this question out to you, Ben. How many books are there in the Lord of the Rings series?
Alex, listen.
How many books
never
are there?
Couldn't tell you. I have never watched or read Lord of the Rings.
Wow. Okay. All right. So the Lord of the Rings is the Fellowship, the Two Towers, and the Return of the King. It's 3 books. The Hobbit is 1 book.
I
think it's
fine.
I think we're gonna run into the Spider-Man problem again. Like, I mean, for the Lord of the Rings sets, there are 5 Aragorn cards, right?
Sure.
2 of them are in commander decks, if I'm not mistaken. Like, there's only 3 that actually come in the main set itself. That's not too many Aragorns, I think. How many Spider-Men do we have? Like 40 some odd Spider-Men?
Something like that.
So in order to fill out an entire Hobbit specific set, how many Bilbos do you have to print?
Probably a few. I wonder if we'll get any reprints too from.
Oh, most definitely.
Like
the One
into
Ring
standard
will be reprinted. I can guarantee it.
No shot they do that in standard, right?
They'll put it on a bonus sheet probably, but
okay.
If they
they'll
don't
put it on a bonus
reprint
sheet.
it, I think they are absolutely crazy if they don't reprint the One Ring.
Yeah, they'll probably put in a bonus sheet. I wonder if that's how they can fill out the rest of the set. If it's like we don't have quite enough, so it's like you get the bonus sheet stuff. I'm curious. We'll see like how they're probably going to pull into the movie. I'm assuming they have to.
Somehow they stretched that book into 3 movies, which I also have my own misgivings about. And I think again, that's Spider-Man problem was going to rear its head again for this.
Yeah, if they do it well, I think I have more faith in the Lord of the Rings than I do in the Marvel, and it's strictly off of each set's track record.
That's fair. And I think it's also because Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, Tolkien is very much a magic adjacent kind of thing. It feels like magic, unlike hot dog cart, pigeons,
city pigeon,
spider fairy,
bagel and schmear. So yeah, I'm curious. We'll see. I hope we get like the land cyclers, like Troll of Khazandu and stuff. I think those are fine in standard. They're like kind of fixed fetches, because especially when we have the shocks, surveil lands. Like I think you could maybe print them into standard and it'd be okay. Maybe.
I think so. It's not like we're trying to power out, Sign of Draco on turn 2 in standard.
And you can't
like that,
we don't have reanimate, we don't have like persist. I mean, we have zombify, but if you're cycling a Troll of Khazandu and zombifying it, like turn 4. Cool.
Yeah, we're okay. That's a perfectly fine thing to do. Yeah. I am cautiously optimistic about this one, but I do think that this is going to be another Spider-Man type experience for a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I hope not. I don't know how strict Tolkien. I don't know who owns Lord of the Rings, the Tolkien estate, or whoever the hell owns like the copyright for it.
I do not know either.
I'm hoping that they're not as stringent as like Marvel is, because one thing I will say is we are getting this set on Arena, and I don't think we're getting through the Omen paths on it, because we didn't do that for Lord of the Rings on Arena.
Yeah, I would say that
So
it will hold true for this one as well, where you will get Bilbo and not Will the Adventurer.
yeah, well, and you have like Avatar, right? Like the Avatar set that's coming out. You have, and then even this with Edge of Eternity's multiple characters progressing through the story. So I
Yeah,
think if that is done well in The Hobbit, like if each movie is like a Bilbo, like for each of them is like a progression
yeah,
through,
absolutely.
I
And
think you
you
could
get to
definitely get
some,
enough.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, I am cautiously optimistic about it. I said I don't know how many Bilbos you have to print. I mean, you get to print every single dwarf at Legendary. Fills out a pretty good chunk of the set. I do want a Smaug card. I want the big dragon. Give me Cumberbatch as a dragon. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just don't know how well a single book can translate to an entire 200 card
How
set.
big was The Hobbit? I'm sorry. How many pages was The Hobbit? I put how big was The Hobbit, and it gave me like the answers about how tall.
3 foot four, approximately.
Okay, so it's about 300-ish pages. Okay, it's not that big
Yeah,
either.
it's not a terribly long book. That's the other that was the biggest problem
Hmm.
with the movies is that it stretched out a lot of stuff to be able
Well,
to get Desolation and Battle of Five Armies. Like those are small parts of the book.
would
And
you? I have a question for you. This is actually like a hypothetical for like a set like Spider-Man or The Hobbit. Would you rather? Would you rather have a full size set that has more magic reprints in it, or is like a 50-50 UB in universe, um, with UB art? So like Shock, getting like a Shock reprint like we did in Spider-Man, but it has like Spider-Man art. So
so I'm
instead of
putting magic cards into
into it to flesh
the
out the set
properties world.
so you can draft it. But if you're like, we only have 175 cards we can realistically make, we need another 100. Well, let's reprint Llanowar elves or Elvish Mist. No, you couldn't do Llanowar elves, but like Elvish Mystic in
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Hobbit because they're elves, and like we can make that work probably.
I think stuff like that works. I think the problem with Spider-Man and the more sort of like real world sets, you run into the issue where those things just don't. I don't know of many magic cards that could be okay in New York City. Like
You could have.
Jace is not going to show up and be like, "Yeah, this is
I feel like you
cool.
could
What
have
are
had
we doing
Novice
here?"
Inspector. But that was just in a set. But like I think there are cards you could.
Yeah,
I
some of like
I
the murders,
but
Duskmorn.
I was just curious about how your thoughts on that. Like if they take Hobbit and they're like, hey, here are these Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings cards. They're probably going to recycle some Lord of the Rings cards or retool some of the other LOTOR cards, I'm sure. Um,
probably. Yeah, I would definitely
so
agree with that. Like the land cycles are a great example. Very much standard acceptable. You know,
yeah,
Lorien revealed this 5 minute draw through.
I
Yeah,
mean
that's a perfectly fine card.
I see he's playing Legacy. It's a good card too. Like that is.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I was just curious. All right, next set that we know nothing about. Um,
Yeah,
Reality
literally nothing
Fracture.
about.
Um, so people are saying that they think this is going to be what Through the Omen paths, like this is their solution to Through the Omen paths, of like universes are going to collide, and I'm curious if that's what it is, and I really hope we don't get
So,
partners like the
oh,
like not like partners, but like the Brothers War or March to the Machine, like the blank and
oh,
blank.
partners with.
No. It was like the two card
Oh, like
pairs, like
yeah, yeah, like the
uh
Kiri and the dragon
yeah.
and
I have like
Urtsugu, I think was
I
in.
have Toski and Coma from like a mystery event signed by
Yeah.
Gavin.
So Mark Rosewater has gone on record and said this is something that Magic players have been asking Wizards to do forever. So I don't think this is going to
Get
be
rid of Universes
anything like
Beyond?
that. I said forever. It feels like forever. Speculation that I've seen online, and I quite agree with, Planar Chaos 2.
Ooh.
So for the youngins out there, Planar Chaos was part of the Future Sight and Time Spiral block. Time Spiral was basically here's the color pie, gone. Just like cards were getting like this is where Damnation came from. Basically,
Yep.
we were seeing color shifted versions of Magic cards. This is where the Tarmogoyf print came from,
Yep.
when they kind of hinted at tribal
And
in the far future.
planeswalkers.
Planeswalkers came for the
Planes
first times
or the planeswalkers were named on Goyf,
on Tarmogoyf. Yeah,
but
what
they
I was
did
thinking of.
not.
Yeah,
It was not announced yet. It was not until Lorwyn, which also Lorwyn was the first time we had planeswalkers. Also,
yeah. So
piece of trivia.
there we go. Planeswalkers coming back.
Oh,
So I I'm on board for a Planar Chaos too. Give me lots of cards. You know, give me a blue
and
shock. Give me a black giant growth. Oh, blue shock.
interesting.
Whoa, blue shock.
Oh god, that sounds horrendous.
That's actually already a thing. It's like brain surge or something like that, and it deals damage to you.
Brain
And
Surge is
it's a
just Brainstorm from MH3.
yeah. What am I think? There's a blue
Grandpa.
psionic blast. I think is what it
Probably
is.
Sonic, but something like that. I can
But yeah,
try
it's a
fault.
blue bolt that also deals damage to you. But yeah, Planar Chaos 2. That is the rumor I've been.
Interesting. Okay, Sonic Blast is 3 mana. Deal 4 to target creature. Deal 4 to any target and deal 2 to you.
Yeah,
From TS from Time Spiral.
it's modern legal. You know
Or
what goes
Time
into that?
Spiral.
Snapcaster Mage.
Oh, it is modern legal.
Yeah.
There's a textless version of it that's cheaper than the time shifted version. Say
Oh
less,
yeah.
I'm in.
Oh yeah. You've never seen a more salty Magic player than the guy my buddy Ben played against at a modern event.
Wasn't me.
GP Albuquerque. Yeah, this was GP Albuquerque in like 2012, I think. And my buddy had built a modern deck out of just my other friend's like binder chaff, and it was blue red tempo-y burn stuff. Snapcaster for Psionic Blast. Hidetsugu's second right for the kill. You have to be at exactly 10 life, or your opponent has to be at 10 life to cast this, and it deals 10 damage to them.
That was a reprint? That was a reprint. I didn't know that was a reprint from Foundations.
Yeah.
That's so messed up. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, to get like hit by bolts, Sonic Blast, and they're like, yeah, I'm at 10, whatever. Second right, you're dead.
There was a story, I don't remember who it was. It was when Kiki Jiki Splinter Twin was still there, still like legal, and they asked their opponent. The opponent said, I make an infinite number. He's like, well, you need to pick a number, and he's like, I don't know, 10,000. He's like, okay, cool, Rakdos Charm.
Yeah, that every Splinter Twin player, myself included, has been Rakdos Charmed at least one time.
Yeah,
at least one time.
But yeah, okay. So you think it's gonna be TSR, like a Time Spiral?
Like that. Yeah, Time
Planar
Spiral,
Chaos,
Planar Chaos, Shifty, McGifty, Electric Boogaloo, something.
Do you think we're gonna get like? There's no way they reprint Cascade into Standard. They'll reprint Discover though. I can't imagine they'll do Cascade again.
So probably not Cascade. That was an Alara mechanic.
I thought it was also in Time Spiral, or am I stupid?
I don't believe.
Maybe I'm dumb.
I don't think so. But like there were a bunch of mechanics within the Time Spiral block that were definitely way ahead of the curve. Steamkin or Steamflogger boss, whatever it was, about contraptions. And we didn't get contraptions until probably 10 years later in one of the unsets.
But it's like we haven't seen anything. Yeah, like
exactly. Yeah. So maybe contraptions are a thing this go around, but people have been asking for whatever this is going to be for a very whatever reality fracture is. Makes me kind of think bending of the color pie, even though we've been doing that for the past 10 years anyway with Magic.
Yeah, but like, so I didn't realize I forgot the the 0 mana suspend cards, restore balance, ancestral visions, Wheel of Fate. I don't know what the green or black ones are.
Living Death is the black one. Green,
yes.
I have no idea what the green one is. It probably isn't very good.
Let's look. Hypergenesis.
Oh, they should unban that in modern. Personal
But this is also the set where you got like brute force, which is the red giant growth.
Yeah.
Notably, also slivers were in this set. Do you think they're going to do slivers because they have the sliver hive in Edge of Eternities?
Ooh. We did get slivers back in Magic 2015.
I wonder if we're going to get slivers because we have the sliver hive that has affinity for slivers in Edge of Eternities.
Maybe so.
Oh. Oh, you have the Dragon in here.
Yeah, Time Spiral was, and especially if
And
you got the
Hivestone.
draft Time Spiral remastered, then yeah, that was good times.
Lotus Bloom. They had like the storage lands, like those are cool.
Like god awful storage lands.
Swarm Yard. Whoa, if we get Swarm Yard with Bloomburrow in standard, whew.
Now you're cooking. Now you're cooking.
Cool. Yeah. So I hope it's TSR.
Yeah.
Or some form of time spiral planar
Some
chaos.
kind of shenanigans.
Yeah.
Like reality fracture indicates so many different things, and I don't know.
Do you think we're gonna get a Goyf in standard? Do you think they can reprint Tarmogoyf in standard and it's
They
gonna
give us Cosmogoyf, so
yeah, it's worse.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I've gone on record on saying that Tarmogoyf is a standard legal card. It is a standard appropriate card. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I think it's actually worse in standard now than it was when it was in standard originally because was it with fetches? Was it ever illegal in standard with fetches?
No, it was not.
It was not. Never mind. I thought it was. Yeah, give us Tarmogoyf cowards.
Yeah.
And then the last set of the year for 26 is going to be Star Trek. No, not feeling it.
My earliest memories as a human being are Star Trek. My dad would give me my bottle as a baby watching Next Generation. To say that I love Star Trek is an understatement. I adore Star Trek. I hate that it's coming to Magic.
Interesting. Why?
Like,
I've never engaged with it like really.
So I'm not saying that it couldn't be a good Magic set. I think that they proved, and there was even that that spoilery leak thing from some Magic store online that there was apparently a Star Trek secret layer coming with Edge of Eternities, and I think them doing Edge of Eternities proves that you can do Star Trek in Magic.
Yes.
I think of all of the universes beyond we've seen so far, Star Trek is the farthest thing from that can be a universe to be like Marvel's already stretching it.
Sure.
But Star Trek just takes the whole idea of magic and it just doesn't jive for me. Like I know that there are some more like there are magic of Star Trek. There's the Q, who are basically omnipotent beings that can alter reality with a snap. You know, there was the magical crystal thingies from Deep Space Nine. But by and large, Star Trek is a very hard science fiction property. They don't just say the warp drive works because the warp drive works. There is some actual science that people have put a lot of really deep thought into. Gene Roddenberry was a very deep and well thought out creator when they did the original series back in 1967. Like there's science that backs up why the warp drive works. That they have the Higgs boson compensator. All matter exists because boson particles. They have the thingy that compensates for that. Star Trek is smart. It just doesn't jive. You know, like it just puts a really bad taste in my mouth because of what Star Trek represents to I think a lot of people out there, where it's utopian society and everybody's just really jiving with each other. Humanity has gone past war and famine and strife, and now it's intergalactic strife and whatnot. But just like it just I shouldn't be tapping mountains to play Voyager. A card
Sure.
doesn't come down because I played white mana. It's just
Sure.
there's something very fundamental, elementally wrong with it for me. I don't really have to put it into mm, speech. I just I hate this. I really hate this one.
Interesting, because like I think how you feel is like how I feel for Marvel, but like I wasn't as into Marvel, but like the I'm tapping up planes to cast Spider-Man. Like
Yeah.
there's that, right? I will say for Star Trek, at least Magic's like a Turing complete game. Like while Magic
Yeah.
itself, the worlds is a little bit more soft magic system y. Um,
Yeah.
soft magic being like there aren't like defined rules and it's a little bit more like I don't think like hand wavy versus like hard magic like I think it's like a hard magic system is what it's called of like there
Yeah,
are
you're
defined
basically
rules and properties that you can like Full Metal Alchemist is like a
it,
hard magic a little
exactly what I was
it's
gonna.
like
Sanderson's novels.
yeah whatever
Yeah,
they're
yeah, I forget the titles for him, but there's hard magic, which does require there's rules to it.
yeah and you can
Harry Potter
expect
is a very loose magic.
yeah
It's like you said, it's very hand wavy. Um,
but like Full
Star
Metal
Trek's not like that.
yeah Star Trek is probably is more of a quote unquote hard magic.
Yeah, it isn't 100%
Um,
hard, but but it
nice.
is.
um, good job. So yeah, I think I hope it'll work. I think End of Eternities did show us that like you can definitely have a sci-fi set.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think, and I will give Wizards this, and when they care about a UB set, I think it turns. I mean, not that they didn't care about Spider-Man, but like I'm gonna look at the Final Fantasy. Doctor Who wasn't as well received, but thematically and like card wise, I think Doctor Who was a knockout set, even if it wasn't well received. Um, I think when there are going to be a lot of Star Trek nerds at Wizards who are working on this set, and
There definitely are, yeah.
I think they're going to do the set justice, and I hope they do.
Yeah.
Um, I think
The biggest Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm collecting thought on this one here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that Wizards has done a pretty good job, I think, respecting the source material. I th- Again, I think Spider-Man's the exception to this, and I think if it was a smaller set, so I'm not gonna keep harping on it, but Final Fantasy was like a very good set.
Yeah.
It I think respected the source material. It wasn't there were some good jokes, some good like you get chocobos, like I don't know. I think it like respected the set and the source material as a whole. So I think Magic will do the same with Star Trek, and it won't be as hand wavy, or if the like I think the flavor will come across the right way. Um
Yeah. There's a weird sort of detachment though. Like you think of equipment in Magic, sort of feast and famine. It's a sword, you
sure.
know. It's a very magical thing. You get to Spider-Man and there's a taxi cab. There's Peter Parker's camera. That we're starting to really separate from what magic, but Star Trek phasers, that's technology right there. That I mean, granted, a sword is technology in a kind of a
Sure, sure,
loose,
sure, sure, sure.
archaic definition, but literal technology is happening in Star Trek. Like I know we had the spaceships and but there was still something kind of fantastical about them, something kind of still very sci-fi about them. You look at a majority of the designs in Star Trek, and they are very grounded design. Like I just can't see the Enterprise or the Defiant or the Deep Space Nine on a Magic card and me going, that makes sense.
I think I can definitely see that. I think they're gonna do a good job, and I hope they
I hope
do.
they do.
I
Yeah.
think I think Magic's rules are robust enough that they could, if they want to make it feel flavorful, I think it will. I
Yeah.
think if they, that's what I think anyways. I could be wrong. It could be the worst set in the world in terms of flavor, and you're like, wow, this sucks. They could bring back energy and you're like, kill me. Um
Dilithium crystals, warp drives.
we're probably getting warp again. I'm sure we're getting the warp mechanic in Star Trek.
Oh, probably will. Yeah. I mean,
Um, now, I have a little, I have a conspiracy theory, but it's like a super light conspiracy theory. It's like not even like a conspiracy theory. It's just like a thought that I had. Well, um, so you know how there's the joke or like the theory of that where the government shows like alien movies to get us like desensitized to the fact that there's like extraterrestrial life,
oh yeah, yeah.
right? Okay. Do you think Duskmorn with like baseball bat and like these like chainsaw was wizards trying to soften us to getting things like taxi cab and bagel with a schmear, but in like a
100%.
magic set?
100%. I still don't look at Duskmorn and go like you could have told me that Duskmorn was like Stranger Things the magic set and I would have believed you. Like that is still very much not magic to me. Because we've had time to sit with it. It's a little bit more what's the term grokkable, I think is the term. But Starship Enterprise, that is a leap way too far.
Do
Um,
you do you think it's because your attachment to Star Trek that you feel this way? That you're like,
I am definitely like biased towards this one in a very negative sense, just because of how I'm. Like I said, it's my attachment to it is very intimate, and I just don't. And my memories of are very, like I said, they're personal, they're intimate, and I just don't see the translation of this. Maybe I'm afraid it's going to be spectacularly horrible, and I just don't want something like Star Trek to be tarnished in my mind.
sure,
Maybe I don't know. But one really interesting thing that I think Wizards is kind of missing the point on. Um, look at the like if we look at the other universes beyond, Rings is a timeless property, and it has been in the
sure,
cultural zeitgeist basically since the year 2000. You know, when a majority of like teenagers and young adults, millennials, or it has been in our brains, like
yeah,
original trilogy. We series. Like, there's a lot of Lord of the Rings out there front facing. Final Fantasy has been with us since the 90s. It has never not been in
yeah,
the cultural milieu. Marvel, same way. It has been in our faces since 2008. Doctor Who, and I think it's a little bit different for like Doctor Who and Warhammer because standard decks, but you have those contingents of fans for both of those properties that are just nuts so bananas for
yeah,
Doctor Who and Warhammer. Star Trek is weird in that regard. Star Trek has been around since the 60s. You know, we've had original series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, Brave New, Discovery, and all that. It hasn't been so much in your face like the other universes, like Marvel has.
sure,
I don't know how many. Like, I mean, Magic is a. I don't know how many 10-year-olds are going to the store and going, "Ooh, get me a booster pack of Star Trek Magic." Like, it's just. I think Star Trek's time has kind of passed, but the fans that exist for it are still out there. I just don't know how many new fans are coming to Star Trek because of Discovery,
sure,
Strange New Worlds, or the Picard series. I think it has become it's like when Doctor Who rebooted in 2005. I think that's kind of Star Trek is kind of its own kind of time capsule bubble that I don't think casual people coming to Magic will look at that and go, I really want to get in. I open the Chakotay and I go, I really want to get into this. What is think that it's going to create fans into the property, and I don't know that Star Trek fans are going to come into Magic fans. There's a really weird disconnect that I just don't think Wizards has accounted for, but because they're so tied in with Nickelodeon and Paramount by extension, I think it made the most sense as a property to do a Universes Beyond set
Sure.
for. I just don't think it has the resonance
Okay.
that something like Marvel Final Fantasy does. It's a really weird pick.
I think when you say
Yeah,
that, I have the same vibes for Avatar, where I think
it's same problem with Avatar
I
actually.
I
Yeah.
love Avatar. I think the cards look cool, kind of busted. Um, but I don't know. I don't think you're going to get a lot of 20 something year olds, 30 something year olds who haven't seen Avatar to then watch Avatar, because there are it is like a kid show, but it is all like a
Yeah.
lot. I wish it was older. I wish it was for like 18-year olds, because some of the themes in
The
Avatar
Netflix
are,
version definitely aged it up a decent a bit.
yeah, but like the animation, like it's there's some like heavy themes, and I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know how much. Like, I think for Final Fantasy, I'm playing Final Fantasy 7 now because of the Final Fantasy Magic set. Um,
great decision by the way. Just let's get that out there.
yeah, it's great. And that might sound weird, but I played 14, but Final Fantasy was never like, I wasn't a huge JRPG fan. I just never was like, I never had anyone who was like super into it. But I played the Magic set and I'm like, oh, this shit's like kind of cool. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll check this out.
Who is this Cloud kid?
Yeah,
Who's
like I
Tifa?
knew of Cloud, I knew of I knew of Cloud and the Buster Sword. I think because of Kingdom Hearts. Um, to be honest, I remember fighting Sephiroth and getting Fenrir in Kingdom Hearts
If
2.
you walk the
Um,
way you want.
oh God, no,
Sorry,
please no. Oh God, copyright. No, no, no.
less than 15 seconds. We're good.
We're fine.
Jesus, baby.
Oh God. So I think I think Avatar is gonna have like a similar issue to Star Trek. I think these
Yeah,
Nickelodeon properties will, I think, full stop. I think
yeah,
there will be those fans. I think Spider-Man showed us that there is some form of fatigue with UB because of just that the
Marvel
price
fatigue
tanking.
specifically too. Yeah,
Yes. I think Avatar will have its like core fans, but I don't think
Mhm.
if you like Lord of the Rings, I think I've seen one movie. I lied. I've seen like one movie and I was toasted. I was so toasted. Um, I've never read the books, and while the set is cool, I have no interest in like reading Lord of the Rings. It's just not like a. It's not just what I want to. Not interested in that. But the set was really
yeah,
good, and I think Avatar will probably be something similar. At least it's a little bit more magic-y, where it's like the
yeah.
bendings you can see in the magic world. It's a softer magic system. It's almost like Cons of Tarkir ish. Like
That's a good. I haven't thought about it like that, but yeah, that's a good comparison actually.
you
Yeah,
have the
Water
four
Tribe, Earth
nations.
Tribe. Yeah,
Yeah. So, and I think like the setting is very similar to like Tarkir, like
yeah.
the world, like
It's a
same like kind of
very apt
um
association. Yeah,
so I think Avatar will fit well. But yeah, like Star Trek won't necessarily, even though we had a really good sci-fi set. I think Edge of Eternities is a great set.
yeah.
Um it's one of the strongest for modern. Aspiring Spike was saying he thinks it's the best set for modern, like the strongest set for modern in since like better than MH1, 2 or 3 in terms of power level to modern.
Wow,
Like
that is a bold claim. I don't. I'm sure. Okay.
because you have Quantum Riddler seeing play, you have the Warp Artifact and Affinity seeing play. Um that's a whole other conversation, but he thinks it's
That's
like,
that's that's two cards versus the
well,
elemental
there's more.
cycle and
We'll see.
Ragavan.
We'll go pull up some
That's an
continue.
interesting take. Yeah, yeah. I think the problem, for whatever reason that Wizards is getting in bed with Nickelodeon and Paramount by extension. Um, yeah, there's just I just don't see a lot of crossover between Avatar fans that because Avatars and the problem is like these things aren't relatively new either.
Mm-mm.
Avatar the cartoon ended a decade ago, if not longer. The the live action series on Netflix has only done one season, and that was even a year or
Uh,
two now.
Ended 2008, so almost 2 decades.
Excuse me while I go and take my back pill. But
Yeah,
yeah, like these things aren't, like I said, these aren't current to the cultural zeitgeist.
yeah.
Um, and I think that's gonna be the biggest problem for these universes beyond set. If it is Ninja Turtles isn't a
Isn't like,
current thing. I mean, it has its fans, it has its hardcore fans, but the last Ninja Turtle property was a movie 2 years ago. It's not a current thing.
yeah,
And I think Magic as a whole, if they want to do universes beyond, they need to pick timeless properties.
yeah, because you
Star
can't.
Trek is timeless for sure, but I don't think it's the right kind
Yeah, well,
of.
it's so
It's
hard,
faded a
right?
bit
Because
from.
yeah, it's so hard to pick timeless things or get things timely because of this, like the design window and negotiations for this, right?
Yeah, the
Like,
contracting, everything.
and I
Yeah,
think that's a big issue with UB. Like right now, what it feels like to me with like Avatar and TMNT and Star Trek is I think there's talks of a new Avatar series coming out soon. Um, so I think part of this is Hasbro trying to get people like it's Nickelodeon and Paramount getting people hyped for the new Avatar set by putting Avatar back in people's minds, and then
yeah,
Hasbro selling cards being like, "Hey, look, Avatar, your childhood," and then the new Avatar thing comes out, and then there's a renewed interest in it. Um,
yeah.
and I that
But it just
it's I wonder if we'll get like with at Comic Con if we'll get some announcement about the new Avatar series also, which is why they
probably
maybe,
season two. Yeah,
or no, like the new show, like not Korra, but like um there's like a new series, like a new
oh yeah,
protagonist coming out.
yeah. There's
Um
the Netflix live action version, but yes, I do believe there's a new set of movies coming. Yeah,
yeah, or like a new like series or whatever.
yeah,
So I wonder how much of it is like marketing for both of them, for both like Nickelodeon, Paramount, and Wizards. Um
maybe. Yeah,
like, and I think
I,
that's like
I,
not a bad thing. I don't think it's necessarily bad to get people hyped about a thing using Magic, but I don't want Magic to be a conduit for like pop culture
it's not a
shit.
marketing tool. Yeah, I think that's what the secret layers need to be.
Yes.
The PlayStation one coming out soon. It looks pretty cool. It's got Kratos and Aloy from the
Horizon Zero Dawn,
robot Horizon Zero. Yeah, and it's got some of the characters from
Last of Us.
uh, Last of Us. Yeah, other things I just don't really watch or care about. But I mean, like relatively recent things in popular culture that's a good conduit for a secret layer.
Yeah,
A
Jaws.
full blown magic set, I think that becomes a real problem because, like you said, it takes time to get these contracts in place. So
Yeah.
by the time that Avatar has had its big blow up moment, Magic comes around and says, "Hey kids, remember that cartoon from 20 years ago?" Like that's where they're drawing inspiration for this set. I loved Avatar, but it wasn't like one of those like core things for me growing up. I was a little too old. I was in I was in college when that ended.
How old are you? Are you 40?
I'm 37. Oh man,
You were in
this show
college
is
when
doing
that
a
ended?
yeah, yeah,
I guess that makes sense because you're 7 years older than me. Because I remember
yeah.
watching Avatar when I went to sleepaway camp. Like I'd like catch up on episodes after I like got back from sleepaway camp when I got home, when I was 10 or 11.
Yeah,
Um,
my freshman year of college was when the final season was coming out. It, it had an effect on me. I'll just say that there were some things going on in my life. The show kind of helped stuff. So like there's some resonance there, yeah, I think that Wizards is going to. I mean, if this whole Paramount thing, they're going to tap that well until it's dry. We're probably going to get a Top Gun secret layer at some point. That's Paramount property. Transformers, we're going to
well,
see that
Transformers
again
we already
probably.
got, but so like transform. I guess this be a whole conversation. I think this is like the last topic too we wanted to talk about is like the whole UB thing. Um, I think having 7 sets come out next year, which they said was an anomaly. They did.
It's still too many.
It's as a content creator, to be super clear, I will be covering as much as I can, but it is hard to do deck techs on things because I would do 1 or 2 deck techs and then spoiler season is literally starting for the next video, like the next set.
Mhm.
And it's like
There's no time
all
to digest.
yeah, like I want to go back and like look at my $100 budget room combo deck I built for Duskmorn because I'm like I think that got some new tools across several sets and I need to go look at it. And I'm like, well, if I do that, it's like a good video, but I'm like, is anyone gonna actually give a shit?
Yeah.
Like, it. You don't get a. I don't get to like explore commanders, um,
Yeah.
in a way that's
Everybody's got
interesting.
TikTok brain rot now, and
And
you
you
gotta
know,
have something coming down the
yeah,
pipeline every 30 seconds.
and you can't play test because people are like, oh, why don't you play test or do gameplay with the decks? And I'm like, it would take me a week, 2 weeks to like do a video, and by the time I do that, new sets being spoiled.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, we
um,
had talked about doing a full like lore video on Spider-Man, and I had a bit of time carved out just to work on that, and then I realized that it was far too late for that to be a thing
yeah.
because I saw 50 videos like that on YouTube. The very oh, what am I going to add to this conversation?
Yeah. So I think the set cadence, and it sucks because if you want to play standard or you want to play competitively or have a competitive mindset, there's no opting out. If
Yeah,
these were 4 standard sets and 2 commander sets, like not sets, decks, of like we're
yeah,
releasing a Star Trek commander deck and we're releasing a Hobbit commander deck. Sick. I can either ignore those if I want to look at them, cool. If not, I don't care. But now
yeah,
I have to pay attention to 7 sets in 12 months.
yeah.
And we're talking about an average set, even if we're looking at Spider-Man, it's 175 new cards or 175 cards. They're not all new. There's like shock and the bonus sheet. But Final Fantasy
But there's
was
enough.
300, 200 cards, something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's 1,400 new cards coming out next year. I'm good.
Yeah,
Like, I enjoy Magic. I
and then I
love
have to on top of
Magic,
that,
but
if I don't put it in paper, I have to make sure that I can buy my Thors, my Mjolnirs, my Enterprises, my Picards, my board cubes, my and some of this stuff I just don't care about.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I
that's
do, but if I'm a different person, I just don't care about you know
that's
the
the other issue is there's a premium seemingly on UB because
yeah
there's it. I don't want to call it a pseudo reserve list because I feel like that's a little hyperbolic or a little alarmist, but it does feel that way when you're like, how do these sets work when licensing is up? Or if
yeah
Nickelodeon
open
goes,
path reprints.
yeah, or if Nickelodeon goes under and there's no contract
God
holder
forbid.
now, right? Like, or
Yeah,
Paramount gets sold, or like whatever the situation is, it's like what in 5-10 years if Wizards prints a card that ends up going is busted with some random UB card and now this random UB card's $200 and they can't reprint it because of licensing. And then you're gonna do a through the Open Pass version, but now you have like you have to just now distinguish them because they can't have the same keywords. Like web sling is different online. The Soulstone
yeah.
has
Oh, I
different
forgot about
card
that.
type.
Yeah. Yep.
Soulstone is not the same card type online, which causes an issue if you ever
Yep.
print cards that reference one or the other.
Yep.
Like there's just so many issues that come along with UB in the long term, potentially. Like your options are either the cards suck and no one cares about them in 5 years, or
Yeah.
they're very good and you have to be willing to spend a lot just to get them because you're like, well, I don't know if I'm going to want this card in 3 years and it's and that's when I just say proxy. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and,
But you run into the situation where we had the Walking Dead secret layer.
mhm.
We've gotten the reprints of those cards, but because they didn't specifically named abilities or anything like that on them, you can do that. But the point, like you said, with Spider-Man, web slinging is something else.
In
What is
web.
it in? Oh, okay, in web. I guess I might. But you run into that same kind of issue with the reprint of those cards, and even then, is Wizards going to take the money to reprint them? Like, is it a Marvel Masters set, or even some kind of weird reprinty thingy where they can put all but reskin? It's Universes Beyond as a standard thing is going to be an increasingly slippery slope, and it's going to be. I don't think there is a positive outcome to any of this. Um, One, because of the issues we're talking about right now, the resonance of the properties themselves, and then I already think we're scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of what can be a Universes Beyond standard.
Yeah.
Because what is left
Like,
that could be licensed,
yeah,
and there
like
aren't many things.
I think the secret layers are I think UB secret layers are the perfect
Oh yeah,
compromise. I understand getting new players into the game is really important, and I understand UB is doing I'm going to assume a very good job of getting, at least from like who I've spoke to, even Eli got into Magic because of UB, because of Lord of the Rings,
yeah.
right? So I think that is like I think Lord of the Rings is the exception, not the rule to UB sets though.
Yeah.
I think that
Final
was
Fantasy as well, I think, is the
yeah.
other one.
I think those are the two that you're like, this is what if we got one of those, if we got one Final Fantasy like said a year, that would be like that hype, that like level of design, that like good of a limited
But
set.
not Final Fantasy
Not
itself,
Final
right?
Fantasy itself,
Yeah.
but like a Final Fantasy or Lord of the Rings level set in terms of power
Yeah.
and theme and design and
You could probably stretch 10 years, maybe. I don't think it goes beyond
yeah,
of recognizable properties that translate well enough to a highly desirable Magic set. I don't think they're
now
enough.
now I have a question. What would instead of doing you have that's I swear this will make sense. You have games like Super Smash Brothers, right? That is Nintendo properties. You have Fire Emblem, you have Mario, you have Kingdom
Donkey
Hearts,
Kong,
Donkey.
all the stuff.
What would your thoughts be on a UB set that isn't, hey, it's Avatar or it's Star Trek or but it is Nickelodeon UB or such and such UB that is instead of it being focused on a show, it is focused on like an overarching like we have Marvel, which has all the different superheroes, but those universes obviously also interconnect in the comics and
Yeah.
stuff. But that same kind of like, here's your Nickelodeon UB. It has
Oh,
Avatar.
that's
It
coming.
has
That will be I am 100% saying that's going to be a thing, but you can only do that one time.
sure, but I'm saying like what like would you be more opposed to UB? Where if it was like here's like an Avatar set and a start like they're all in like one like contained set. Or I mean, I think Commander decks is still the way to do this. Like, I think you could have
Yeah,
like an Avatar Commander deck, a start like
yeah, like the Paramount Commander deck set could be Star Trek, Avatar, Ninja Turtles, Transformers.
yeah.
That works. Like Doctor Who showed us that's how you do that. Or 40K showed us that's how you do that. But
I just
yeah,
think they
like
sold well. Like I think Doctor Who
oh yeah,
don't I don't think they sold well. I think that's part of the issue is the Doctor Who Commander decks didn't sell great. You can still find them on the shelves at Target. Like
true, yeah,
and the value on them is like not bad if you're just like trying to get singles or like on Amazon it's cheaper. Um
yeah.
like the 40k ones are the exception because I don't know how the hell they're going to reprint those cards out of Ratas. Because they have Necrons and Astartes and
Oh
Tyranids.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
going to be a fucking nightmare.
Well, that and they did the collector editions of those as well, and
Yeah.
same with the Final Fantasy ones as well. When gangbusters, to the point where they're doing another version of the Final Fantasy VII Commander deck.
Yep, that you get like a cloud promo and the game with it
Yeah, which
for like
is
$100.
cool. Yeah, cool, I guess, but weird.
Um,
Yeah, but as far as like I Commander decks, I think are the way to do this. Secret Lair is the way to do this. But to put like SpongeBob fighting the Ninja Turtles, fighting whatever other Nickelodeon property inside one set, that's probably going to be a thing. I don't, SpongeBob the Magic set. There's not enough stuff there. You have to bring in other properties that Nickelodeon Paramount owns. Would be kind of cool. I mean, we've seen like Smash Brothers is a perfect example of that. DC Versus
yep.
showed us something like that. That game has been shut down, I believe. PlayStation All Stars showed us that you could have like Nathan Drake. Those are things. That game wasn't very popular.
Yeah, like it might be a popularity thing, right? Like I think that them being standard legal, I think is the biggest blunder of the
It absolutely is.
I think it being standard
Because
legal is a blunder. Because I don't know how
yeah,
many people you're getting into standard from UB. And I can't imagine that number is super high, especially when Through the Omen path has to happen for Marvel. Like your biggest
does it though for superheroes though? We don't know that yet.
I think they said all Marvel are through
I
the
sure hope that's not the
I can
case.
double I can I correct me I can
I think it
take a
was
look.
just Spider-Man, but I don't know if they've announced anything for the superhero set. Yeah, I mean, yeah, standard being the barrier there is a huge, but I also get just the number of properties that are deep enough and have enough love for them to create a good enough Magic set. The well just dries up incredibly quickly because they can't do Pokemon, they can't do Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
To be clear, yes, every Marvel set will be Through the Omen paths.
oh my god,
Um
disaster.
yeah.
Like
2025 Magic the Gathering Marvel Spider-Man as well as future Marvel sets will not be coming to digital Magic platforms. That was confirmed back in April.
that is a disaster of contracting, whatever it was. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, Spider-Man
don't see
Avatar
how.
will be. Avatar will be like normal. Um
Woo!
but yeah, all of Marvel sets will be through Omen paths, which
That's
is like
disaster.
that's stupid. That's awful.
Yeah, that gives them the ability to reprint. That's solved your problem there. But I don't want to play with Anthony Iron Warrior. I want to play with Iron Man.
Yeah, if I'm gonna play with the cards, I want to play with the like.
Yeah.
Also, it just you have to remember, and I don't care how good of a Magic player you are, you're not gonna be remembering. You have to remember two different versions of the card because you're drafting online, and
Yep.
then you're drafting in paper, and God forbid there's a Pro Tour that's Pro Tour Marvel, and
There
you're
probably won't be one. They already showed us
I,
they weren't going to do it for this, so
oh,
why would they do it
yeah,
for?
they like yeah, it's so it's just like frustrating, right? Because I think Magic,
Yeah.
I don't think UB is bad for Magic.
No.
I think the issue is Hasbro. Did you watch this this MTG Goldfish video, Seth video on how much money Wizards is making for Hasbro?
No, but I know the figure. It is
It's like 90.
they're the only net positive for the company. Hasbro is operating
Yeah.
Wizards of the Coast,
Yep. You should watch
which
the video
sucks.
after this. Like just stay up and watch it. It's like not super long, or like throw it on when you're like showering or something. Um, it is like Wizards is what's making Hasbro money, and I feel like
Yeah.
As much as Morrow and Gavin are gonna run, do their jobs and say, no, this is what we want. I don't think Wizards. I don't think this is their first choice. I think this would happen I think this would happen eventually, but I would like to think that it wouldn't be as many properties, and we'd maybe get one set a year.
Yeah.
Or
So that way you can
Secret
stretch this
Layers.
gravy train out.
I think
Yeah,
the secret layers are I think the PlayStation secret layers and the Jaws secret layer. You know what? Jaws looks sweet, and I'm glad I can just ignore the
yeah,
card.
yeah. I am kind of hyped on the Iron Maiden one. Like that's pretty cool. I
Yeah, I want the demonic tutor one. That one's gonna be sold out so fast.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, give me the Metallica secret layer. Give me the probably can't do Slayer, but like
yeah,
you just approach whoever the company, the brand, the whatever they are, and say, hey, could we put you guys on Magic Card? They're probably gonna say yes.
yeah, we're gonna get a Taylor Swift one eventually. We got a Hatsumiku,
Oh
so I'm
man.
sure we'll get a T Swizzle one.
Can I get a T Swift Snapcaster Mage?
That's what I was just thinking, dog. Song of the Dryads.
Oh my god.
Um,
Urza's Saga, but it's Taylor's Saga.
hell, let's go. Makes fan tokens.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I think like the secret layer stuff, like the mechanically unique cards, as long as they're I think what they were doing for like about 10 minutes was really good, where they'd have the secret layer, and then a year later ish, they'd be on the list, and they'd be a lot of the list, and you could get those
Yeah,
in universe cards for cheap. Um,
yeah. Because the Stranger Things one was only out for a year or so before it ended up in what was
whatever
that set
list.
called?
Uh,
What was that set?
not New Capenna.
No, it
Uh,
was New Capenna. Yeah,
was it New Capenna? Was it on the list
yeah,
there?
yeah. Which that works. Yeah, yeah. Again, like it just standard is a problem, and then the number of properties that have the depth and fan base to say yes, this is cool is a pretty short list,
Yeah,
and
and
a lot of them just flat out won't. Just I don't think we can get to them.
yeah, and I think it also sucks because they're Magic. I think, and I no, I don't think Magic is the best game ever made. I think like between its rules engine, it's the fact that you're even able to do universes beyond. I think is a testament to how good of a system Magic has.
Yeah,
There are issues with it. The variance, sucks, but I think the variance is what's great
the
about the
variance
game.
is a feature, not a bug.
Yeah. Um, and but you have so many other card games coming out. Like I've played One Piece. I have Flesh and Blood cards. Um, you just have other card games that are, if you love the fandom, you can play it or have doing things I like a little bit more. And it sucks that Magic is going to have a 3-year rotation, right? So we're gonna have 19 sets in standard.
Yeah, I think so. My math is a little fuzzy.
How was this here? Standard. See, I don't even know this. I should know this. I'm like,
All I know is that Foundations is standard legal for 50.
yeah, that I'm okay with though. Like, I think having a set like that, I think is fine.
Yeah.
Um, mtg.wiki. Apparently, mtg.wiki. MTG Wiki sold to Scryfall. So the
Cool.
MT
Good
don't
for
use the
them.
fandom, use .mtg.wiki. They didn't sell, but they're now in charge of it. So I was trying to use that, see if there's standard MTG Wiki
Or is
standard.
like what's in standard.com still a thing?
Uh, sure is.
Standard.
Um, oh wait, nope, maybe. It's not loading for me. Uh,
What's in standard.com? What a great
yeah, it's not
website.
loading anymore. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
so currently,
is it loading for you.
yeah, yeah, well, yeah. So until 2027, Wilds of Eldraine, Lost Caverns of Ixalan, Murders at Karlov Manor, Outlaws, the big score tied in with that, Bloomborough, Duskmorn, till 2027, Foundations till 2030, until 2028, Aether Drift, Dragonstorm, Final Fantasy, Edge of Eternities, Spider-Man, and Avatar. And then 2029, Lorwyn Eclipsed, Secrets of Strixhaven and whatnot. Yeah, all of that.
So we're
So
gonna have
far away.
22. We're gonna have 22 sets in standard.
Yeah, it is absurd.
It used to be 2-year rotations, or was it
Mhm.
3 with blocks? It was 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So we'd have 8 sets because we'd have usually
Mhm.
a 3-set block and like a core set.
Yeah, and usually it was some combination of big, small, big sets or big, big, small, big, big, big core set. Yeah, usually it was 4 sets a year. Yeah, like Innistrad, Dark Ascension,
Yep.
core whatever, Avicenne Sword. Like that was it. That was all we had to play with, and that was good enough.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
old.
we put Cavern of Souls on Primeval Titan. Yes, we got tired of that for a while, but it was okay.
Yeah. Like. Um. Yeah. Like it's so much. Like it's. I think it's just too much.
It's a lot. It is
Like
a lot.
even if we go back, I'm just on the wiki. I'm going to um. Even if we go back to like 2019, you had 7 sets: Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, Dominaria, Core 19, Ravnica. So Guilds of Ravnica Allegiance, and War of the Spark. Sorry, I think those 3 were the block.
Yeah, that was a block. Yeah,
Um, and then I think you had at most 8 sets because you had
yeah,
Core 19 and Core 20 at the same time.
hmm
8 sets
and
in
that was
standard.
fine. That's 8. That's fine. It's plenty of cards.
Um, the most even in 2020, the most we had was 8 sets
Yeah,
with Ravnica block, triple Ravnica block, core set, Throne, Theros, Ikoria, core 21.
yeah, plenty of
Um,
cards.
but now
17.
we're at, so the last time there was 8 sets in standard, I don't know why it's saying 8 1/4 here. Oh, because of March of the Machine Aftermath. It's like a quarter of a set. Um,
Oh yeah,
was 2023. We had it was before, it was Midnight Hunt, Crimson Vow, Neon Dynasty, New Capenna, Dominaria, United Brothers War, Phyrexia March. Well, it was 8. And then in 2020, end of 23, it goes up to 9. And then in 24, 10, then 11, 12, back to 9 on rotation. But we're going to be up to, with Final Fantasy, we have 14 sets in standard. We have
and
almost
what's really
twice the number as we
yeah
have had. It's like, that is not criminal. That's extended. We're playing it extended.
yeah and extended was technically only double standard 4 years. We
Yeah.
have reached 2007 levels of nonsense. And what really kills me too, and this is why I liked old rotations. When we had only 8 sets or however 8 or
8.
7 or
Yeah.
however many it
8, 8,
was.
8
Yeah,
unusual, 8 on average.
lots of cards could come to the forefront of the format. Things there was a natural ebb and flow to things. Um, because there was the cyclical power design of sets where every set would be maybe a little bit weaker than the previous one, but it was all very cyclical. Standard never felt like it was constantly just ramping up. So sometimes Standard was a little bit weaker, was a little bit stronger depending on the
Yep.
time. But now with fire design, with commander first design, the cards that are good have to be really good to elevate themselves above. I mean, 17 sets. How many cards is that?
I can tell you. I can
Like
tell
on
you.
an
Hold on.
average, like 200 cards a set.
I can just.
17 sets.
I can tell you what's legal. How many cards are legal in standard?
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
Um, is unique. Just to try not to get reprints.
yeah.
Is first. Uh, is unique. Did I spell unique wrong? Um. Oh no, that's exactly one printing. Is that what we want? So unique cards, there's 1,920 unique cards in standard right now. If I get rid of that, and I'll get rid of type basic, 3,432. I don't know if that's counting reprints across different sets,
Yeah,
um, or just first printings.
yeah. The point though, several thousand or even just 1,500 or so. How many of those cards actually see play?
Yeah,
Like that's always been the problem. But then again, that's why sets were designed for limited first and foremost, because when you get a pack of magic with it, you to seal to draft with it. But and at that point, like all those commons and uncommons actually have something to be done with them. But nowadays, it's rip the pack, go straight to the rare, and now most of your 80% rares. I
yeah,
mean, mana bases being kind of excluded from that figure, but yeah, it's the good cards have to be truly exemplary on stand, and then you run into a situation where you have that is needing a ban to make the format be bearable.
yep. And it's just like that's not good.
Yeah.
Like that's just it's. Um, let's see here. Core. What did I say? It was core 19. I think it was Ixalan.
Universes Beyond bad. that's where this whole conversation starts from.
Yeah, like
All things lead back to Universes Beyond being bad.
like if I'm looking at just cards that were in Guild of Ravnica block, um, and Ixalan block. So it's 5 sets. It's not the full.
5 sets, yeah.
It was 1,293.
That's crazy.
So it's
And how many of those cards actually saw play in standard?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them are draft chaff and shit.
Yeah, that's the point though. We need draft chaff.
Yeah. I mean, what else was legal in that standard set? I'm curious. I'm just trying to remember. I was just pulling it back up because I'm a boomer. Where's the timeline? I just had it. Timeline. No. Not been restricted. I have to find it. I was remember what other sets were legal with Ixalan and Rival and Ravnica, and I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, I couldn't begin to tell you.
It's like a core set, but like you, and that's including tokens. Let me exclude tokens. Okay, 1,253. So it's like,
yeah,
but
that's 5 sets, right?
That's 5 set. That's 2 blocks.
Yeah.
A 3 set and a 2 set block.
Yeah,
like
that's a good standard size set. That's good standard.
And there's more cards because of core sets and whatever. Like we're missing sets, but the fact that we have in standard right now that, like, with the same search query, 3,438, and we're not, and this is not everything that's out yet. Yeah. Like this isn't all of Avatar. This isn't all of the next year of cards. Like it's too much.
And the number of playable cards in that is probably sub 5%.
You could probably search by like USD, pull the top like 100 or 200 cards, and that's probably what you.
It's probably fair, yeah. Yeah, discounting mana bases and whatnot. I think because I don't know if you can count those in the equation. Yeah, it's too many Magic cards.
Yeah, like I'm looking. Yeah, it's probably. I don't know what's a price we could check. USD greater than $3.
NTG top 8.
Greater than or equal to. So cards that are greater than or equal to $3 is 221 out of all of standard. There are
there you go.
220 cards that are more than $3.
Goodness.
So like you really have to look at those cards. Like, I will say I do like that a lot of the like really powerful cards have been like commons and uncommons. Like you have Stock Up and the bounce spell, the Into the Floodmaw, which is like a $5 uncommon now, which is crazy.
Yeah. Like, and a Braid is a top played common in the format. The Tower is as well.
Yep.
There's plenty of like commons and uncommons that are seeing play in the format. Um,
Is Boros
but there's still
Charm?
a lot of expensive mythics.
Where is Boros Charm legal? Where is that printed? Why is that saying? Oh, Foundations.
Yeah. Like
Boros
that's
Charm's a
weird.
$5 common, uncommon. Hello?
Yeah, committed players love that. Love that nonsense.
Oh my god.
Discount to first protection.
God, I love Boros Charm. That is a good card. It is good. It burns. It burns people. That's all I care about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's just we're getting kind of looping here. I think it's just too many standard sets, and I think it's not good for the game. I think
Yeah.
the release cadence, I think this year in Magic, I think 2026 Magic, I think is going to be a wake up call for Hasbro. Um,
Yes. Diminishing returns, I believe, is the term there.
yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of players burn out. I think you're going to see a lot of enfranchised players not buy cards. You'll get some influx of new players. And also though, like I think enfranchised players probably don't make Hasbro that or Wizards that much money because we buy singles. Like I think
Exactly.
we aren't the ones who crack packs.
No,
Um,
not usually.
so I don't even know if they'll actually feel it, but I think the online. I think in like 2 years we're gonna see the hi Noodle. I think we're gonna see the ramifications of this. I think
Yeah.
like
Well, we
yeah.
already are. The also on Amazon, I was seeing today that Spider-Man collector boxes are now back to
Oh really?
that. Yeah, which 250 whatever it is, which is are still too much money for a booster box. Um,
The
but yeah,
collector boosters or set boosters are.
the collector boosters are from where they were at like $1,000. $1,000 for a while, and probably still around that price.
Yeah,
But
play boosters are 150.
yeah, for 24 packs now, is
30.
that 30? Yeah, 30. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
seeing Spider-Man's for 450
that sounds about right.
collector
Yeah,
boosties.
yeah. Why they ever went to 30 boosters in the box, I'll never understand.
I don't know.
I was so sad when I bought my Final Fantasy box when I counted it and went, oh yeah, I'm paying more per booster now. But they
Foundations is
got
30. Foundations is 36.
for oh, I don't care about Foundations.
It's a fun set.
Cloud isn't in isn't Foundations though.
Fair. Yeah, I think Foundations. A Foundations box is a little bit cheaper than Spider-Man. Like, marginally cheaper. Like $10
That's saying
versus
something.
144 versus 158. $14.
That's that's telling,
Yeah.
and it's also kind of interesting. So Spider-Man has been legal just over 2 weeks. Is that my
No, it
math
was
correct?
legal. Oh, yeah, in Arena. Yes, it was out online on the Tuesday, I think, of MagicCon week, like the week of. But so it's been like not that long.
Yeah, but it is paper legal now,
Yep.
correct? So interestingly, if you go to MTG Top 8 and you filter out all lands from the top played cards, there are no Spider-Man cards in the top. Let's see, what is this? 20 cards or so. Let's see if we can find.
I think there's one Spider-Man card I know seeing play. Um, and it's Superior Spider-Man is the one that I know is like seeing the most play. It's the 4-mana graveyard clone.
Yeah, well, I am not seeing any Spider-Man cards. Oh, there we go. Superior Spider-Man, all the way down on the 5th page.
Yeah. I think that's like one of the best Spider-Man cards. And I'm also curious. I want
Oh,
I don't know
Jackal's here too.
if I don't know if competitive players would actually do this, but I could see like competitive players not liking through the Omen Paths enough to be like, even though this might be the best card, I'm just not gonna play it. Like a collective, like, we're just not gonna look at the set and deal with it. Like, I don't know if people would do that, but
Yeah, if I'm competing at the highest levels, or like I'm at the world champion, I'm going to buy the cards I need to win to play the game. But that is a that's an interesting thing that could happen. If
Like
I'm an arena first player and there's that separation of the IP from the thing that I get to play with most. Am I incentivized to go out and buy paper of Spider-Man or Marvel?
yeah.
Maybe not.
Yep. It's like, I mean, again, yeah, it's definitely like at Worlds and stuff, you'd have to have every player there agree to be like, we're not doing this. Um, it'd be an
That would be
interesting, it'd be an interesting like middle finger to Wizards.
yeah.
I don't think they should. I don't think like I'm just saying I could like, is there a world where that happens, or is it just these sets suck? Like these sets are for commander players, and we're now just have this influx of cards where you're like, one
Yeah.
of them or two of them will see play in standard.
Well, I think the trick will be we look back at Spider-Man again at the end of the year, see if
Yeah.
any cards have actually broken through into competitive standard, because there should have been MagicCon Atlanta should have been Pro Tour Spider-Man, and it wasn't for whatever reason.
Oh,
Maybe it was part of
well,
the
it's
licensing deal.
probably the licensing and probably the limited set sucked, and they could not
Well,
do pick two for a Pro Tour.
right. But if we see the same thing happen next year, and what should be Pro Tour Marvel ends up just being Pro Tour
Kamigawa or Strixhaven? Whatever.
it'll be Strixhaven, yeah, but it'll probably be, instead of standard, it'll be a modern Pro Tour most likely, and it'll just be
Yeah.
Pro Tour whatever, and it won't matter that the most recent set is Marvel, and modern will be the primary spotlight format, and it won't matter that superheroes doesn't perform well.
Yeah, because
And
they're not
then
seeing modern play anyways. Unless you're
yeah,
aspiring
probably not.
Spike and you want to build like jank modern decks. Not even jank,
Yeah.
but just like cool modern decks that are not Pro Tour level, but are like cool for leagues.
Yeah, and then do we get Pro Tour Avatar? Do we get Pro Tour Star Trek?
I think this is the last Pro Tour. I think this last Pro Tour is the last Pro Tour of the year.
Probably, but like next year,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what
We'll
are they gonna
get
do at that point.
Pro Tour Lorwyn.
Pro Tour Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, there's one Pro Tour that doesn't line up for the MagicCon, and I don't remember which one it is.
I don't know either.
But any Hoosers. I think that'll wrap it up. We've been yapping for 2.5 hours.
We have been rapping for a long time. Dropping sick takes.
Yes. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know, let us know your thoughts on the UB stuff going on in Magic right now. Your thoughts on Magic in general. I still think it's a great game. I've accepted Magic has jumped the shark. Magic has gone through dark times before. I don't think this is any different.
It's literally jumped the shark with Jaws. Like,
true.
Literally.
I think when Planeswalkers came out, people said this is the end of Magic. Like it's every time something happens, people are like it's the end of the game, and I don't think it's the end of Magic. I think Magic is changing, and I think it will alienate people who don't vibe with it.
Can't get with the times.
Yeah.
All these whippersnappers just can't get with the.
No, it's all the old boomer players who want Tarmogoyf Snapcaster to be like the best thing to do. As someone who enjoys Tarmogoyf and Snapcaster, that's why you should play Canlander. You can play
Command.
Just listen. Play Canlander. You get all the Modern Horizons 3 stuff, but it's singleton, so you have to play Tarmogoyf and Snapcaster to fill the rest of your deck out. And then you can Snapcaster Ancestral Recall.
Okay, we'll talk about Canlander on the next one probably.
Yeah.
in a more professional context.
Yes. Alex, where can everyone find you?
You can find me exclusively on Blue Sky. It's Alex0088. If you want to know what my workout for the day was, you can find it there. And I also post my weekly comic book blurb reviews as well. So if you want to see what I'm reading and what's out, go check it out there. If you're cool, I will follow you back.
That reminds me, Alex, do you want... Oh, God. They gave us...
Always want. Need different story.
They gave us this at MagicCon. I haven't opened it. It's a Spider-Man comic.
Oh my Oh, it's already bagged and boarded too.
It's sealed. Yeah, I haven't opened it.
Oh,
I don't know how much it's worth,
yeah.
so I just kept it because I'm like, it's a comic. It might be worth something at some point. Yeah, it has like the creature text on it.
Oh, that's cool. And it's an actual. Oh, because they did this when they did the Marvel
Yeah,
for when that was recently. Yeah. Want.
yeah, it's a
I could put
variant.
that on. Variant number one. Ooh, yes. Yes. Want and need. Both boxes
Cool.
have been checked.
How
Yeah,
much are
within
they right
arm's
now?
reach. There's no telling, but yeah, like within arm's reach, there are comic books galore in my office.
That's so cool. Yeah, people are trying to sell this on eBay for like $50.
I saw some pretty crazy prices on the Black Lotus package goodies, like the bags and whatnot, were pretty penny online. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
have no idea how
I don't
much
know
these will
about
sell. Yeah, I'll get this shipped over to you. Don't worry.
hype.
Because I'm like, I don't want it, and I'm sure I'm be way too lazy to try to sell it. Um,
I will open it, I will read it, and then I will rebag it and reboard it, and it will go in the box.
if it's ever worth a lot of money, just remember me, okay?
Okay, when we're rich and famous and
Yes.
living in our YouTube mansions.
Hell yes. I want to live in your backyard. Alrighty. Alrighty, nerds. So I think that'll wrap it up. I will see you guys in the next one.
Sweet. Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Marathon session.
That was.
That
Oh,
was good. That's good stuff, though.
that
That's good.
was.